Thank you, Dan. Good evening, everybody. Jose Mourinho once famously described Tottenham as little ponies in the Premier League, but when it comes to this competition, they are very much one of the thoroughbreds. On the eve of the Cheltenham Gold Cup, Mourinho's men are on the home straight in their quest for a place in the last 8, but their manager has warned his players that even with a seemingly commanding lead from last week's home leg, they still have a significant hurdle to overcome in rainy Zagreb this evening. It's not over yet, was Mourinho's pre-match rallying cry as Tottenham look to get back on track after that disappointing North London derby defeat at the weekend. Multiple changes for Spurs, but still a very strong lineup sent out by Mourinho tonight. Lloris keeps his place in goal. Aurier, Sanchez, Dyer and Davis in a new look back four, Sanchez apart. Winks and Sissoko come in to hold in midfield. Lucas Moura and Harry Kane keep their places alongside Dele Alli and Eric Lamela in the front four. Clive Allen, the former Tottenham striker, is alongside me. And Clive, I think you echo Jose's sentiments that there is still much work to be done for Tottenham this evening.
Alex, I've no doubt about that. I think it was a Spurs performance that was excellent in that first leg. There is only 2 changes from that starting lineup, and I can understand that from Jose Mourinho. One enforced, obviously, with the injury to Son and Højbjerg suspended, but they still, I think, it's vital and hangs on that first goal. Hence, Harry Kane leads the line, and that's what Jose's expecting him to do. 2 magnificent goals in that first leg, but this is a Zagreb team that are defensively have been tightened to conceding at Spurs, and certainly possess a threat going forward.
Well, we are off and running. Tottenham all in yellow, shooting from right to left in this first half against the navy blue kitted Dinamo Zagreb, champions of Croatia on no fewer than 21 occasions, and they have a formidable home record as well, unbeaten in their last 13 Europa League home matches. That is the enormity of the task facing Tottenham, but remember, even a 1-0 defeat would suffice to book their place in tomorrow's quarter-final draw. The only result that can take us to extra time and maybe penalties this evening would be a reverse of the scoreline from the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, a 2-0 victory for Dinamo Zagreb, who have a free kick which will be taken by their goalkeeper Dominik Livakovic, and he launches it deep into the Tottenham half. The rest of the Zagreb team as follows. It's a back four of Ristovski, Lauritsen, Theophile Catherine, the former Cardiff player, and Barto Frange, who comes into the side. Maya, Jakic, Ademi, Ivanuchet in midfield, with Petkovic alongside Orsic up front. 2 minutes played. Dinamo Zagreb 0, Tottenham 0. We'll keep you posted of Arsenal's progress tonight, although they are pretty much guaranteed a place in the knockout rounds after their victory in the first leg against Olympiacos. And Manchester United in action live on TalkSport later. That game very much in the balance, 1-1 against AC Milan at the halfway stage. That's an 8 o'clock kickoff as Zagreb come forward down their left-hand side. The move was started by Maya, and it's a cross-come shot from a very wide area and a long way from goal as well, swept straight into the arms of Hugo Lloris.
But already, Alex, just the glimpses of the technical ability that the midfield players of Zagreb possess. Maya, for me, really talented left-footed player, and Orsic, who furrows alongside Petkovic, who is a traditional leader of the line centre-forward that has the physicality that they can certainly capitalise on tonight.
Spurs in possession now, deep inside their own territory. Harry Winks, who seems to be kept on ice for this Europa League, doesn't play too often in the Premier League, certainly doesn't start too many games, and he plays it forward.
Yeah, really vital role, I think, that Harry Winks and Sissoko have to play this evening, blocking the 2 centre-halves, being the protection in front of Spurs' back four.
Plenty of early possession for the home side. That was just a slightly overzealous challenge from Bruno Petkovic, their leading goal scorer in this competition. He's not happy.
That's exactly what he does, Alex. He literally has leaned into Dyer as he's trying to win the ball in front, but his strength, he rolls Dyer, controls it. He's far from happy with the decision going against him.
And the Spurs free kick played out to the right-hand side where Davinson Sanchez takes over, slips, and actually we've seen a couple of players lose their footing already, Clive, early on.
That's the third player. Harry Kane was the first as he tried to hit a crossfield ball. This time Sanchez playing it forward and his standing foot went from under him. It is raining, it is wet, but I imagine it might be slightly firm, the surface, but wet on top, and beware.
Well, it could be an issue that Tottenham may have to solve. Maybe one or two players might need replacement studs as the game goes on. Here's Ben Davies attacking down the Spurs left-hand side. Lucas Moura takes over. He knows a thing or two about big European goals for Tottenham, doesn't he, Lucas Moura? After his heroics against Ajax in last season's Champions League a couple of seasons ago. So Davinson Sanchez plays it forward to Eric Lamela, who scored that wonderful cheeky goal against Arsenal. One in a million, really.
We saw the best and the worst of Eric Lamela. A sensational goal, but then just a crazy flailing of an arm. And he obviously was dismissed against Arsenal.
The views of the former Tottenham striker Clive Allen. Jose Mourinho underneath his blue bomber jacket, wrapped up warm, issuing instructions as it's played upfield by the orange-shirted Dominic Livakovic, the Dinamo Zagreb goalkeeper. I'd imagine it's a difficult mindset to get into, Clive, and you've played in plenty of European games yourself, when you have a 2-0 lead, so you know you can afford to lose 1-0 and still go through it. How do you approach that as a player?
No, I think you have to be on the front foot, you have to be positive, and I think Jose would have been emphasising that for his team. They certainly, in the first half of the first leg, I thought they were outstanding in the way that they played. They have to come out and play in that manner this evening. And you just think after the abject performance against Arsenal, that this game has taken on massive significance for Spurs in their season and possible qualification for Champions League next season.
Jose Mourinho now sat, hands in pockets, on his seat on the Tottenham bench. 2 times the winner of this competition in its various guises, in the UEFA Cup with Porto back in 2003, when we didn't know too much about Jose Mourinho. We do now. Of course, winning it with Manchester United in 2017 and taking them into the Champions League, and I think Clive Allen is absolutely spot on there. Really the only way that they're going to grace the top table of European football next season is by winning this cup, and you wouldn't bet against it. I'd make them one of the favourites. Here is Lamela trying to play it forward to Harry Kane. Kane didn't quite have the legs to get there ahead of Barto Frange. Frange plays it out against the Tottenham striker and behind for a goal kick.
And it is a Zagreb team that have a new coach. Mamic, who was in charge last week, has gone to prison. Quite a story that is.
We should mention that. I mean, that is an incredible backdrop to a game, isn't it? Zoran Mamic, who did take charge of the first leg, replaced on Monday after being sentenced to 4 years in prison for fraud, and Damir Krasnar, one of his assistants and a former Dinamo Zagreb player, stepping in. I'm not sure the players will have experienced anything quite like that before.
No, I've had plenty of managers lose their job, Alex, but not actually go to prison.
No.
Now, whether he's still orchestrating things from behind bars, that remains to be seen, but
now that would be a story, wouldn't it? 7 minutes gone. Dinamo Zagreb 0, Tottenham 0. You're listening to Europa League Live on TalkSport 2. And the second leg of this last 16 tie. Tottenham making serene progress in their group stage and comfortable winners against Wolfsberger of Austria in the first knockout round. This is a step up in opposition, but still opposition that you would expect them to be able to swat away as Harry Kane shifts the ball from inside the centre circle, angles it out to the right-hand side where Aurier was patrolling forward, and it's cleared into touch, and it will be a throw-in for Tottenham.
Harry dropping into his own half once again to receive possession, and he's spraying the ball, long-range diagonal pass out to Aurier, the right-back, who's getting forward.
I think Jose Mourinho will be relatively pleased with this start. Tottenham dominating the ball largely. A neat little piece of skill from Lovro Mayer there, little back heel, plays it out to the Zagreb left-hand side. They have the ball on halfway, and then it's won back by Dele Alli, but the ricochet falls kindly to Rasmus Lauritsen, the Danish centre-back. And here comes Zagreb looking to attack now down their right-hand side, where it was the full-back Stefan Richtovsky who was well forward, but Again, the ball skips away on the very wet playing surface now for a throw. I wonder if that's the rain or if they've heavily watered it as well throughout the day, Clive.
It certainly looks a very, very slick surface, and therefore the passing has to be accurate to feet. There's been a couple of passes that have not been in a direction or of the quality, and it zips away very, very quickly. Comfortable start, I would say, by Spurs. Good opening 10 minutes.
I think the last words that Jose Mourinho will have uttered to his players as they left the dressing room would have been, don't concede an early goal. If they can get through until half-time at 0-0, I think he will be pretty pleased with that. And we do know that Jose is a pragmatic manager.
Well, Alex, in that first leg, they nearly conceded within 30 seconds. Orsic was clean through, and it was a tame effort at Lloris's goal, and I think certainly he would have reminded the players of that.
Dinamo Zagreb trying to win the ball back inside the Spurs half. It's on the halfway line with VfL Catherine. Actually made his Cardiff debut in the Premier League against Tottenham, the Frenchman. And now Spurs had it back with the long-legged Davinson Sanchez. Here's Aurier, plays it back into the penalty area. Hugo Lloris all in green and the white boots, the French World Cup winning goalkeeper. Eric Dyer plays it forward.
Just a little bit surprised, Alex, that Zagreb haven't pressed higher with a bit more intensity. They've shown Spurs respect, they've dropped off, and at the moment Tottenham look comfortable in possession.
Lucas Moore into Kane, and here's Dele Alli with a chance to get a shot away. Well, he was only 2 yards inside the penalty area, tried to sweep it goalwards right-footed. Not sure he made any contact with the ball, Dele Alli. I think he just rolled under his studs and harmlessly back to the goalkeeper, Livakovic.
Yeah, it was an air shot in the end from Dele Alli, but a brilliant pass from Harry Kane. First time inside of the right boot into the path of Dele Alli, who was breaking into the box. He swung at it but completely missed it.
Well, maybe Dele Alli, playing week in week out in the Premier League, at his most confident, at his sharpest, may well have made a much better attempt than that. But I think what would alarm Dinamo Zagreb and please Jose Mourinho in equal measure was how easy Tottenham got in behind the Dinamo Zagreb defence there. You are listening to Dinamo Zagreb against Tottenham in the Europa League, live on TalkSport 2 with McDonald's McDelivery. Order McDelivery now on Uber Eats or the Just Eat app. We deliver. Tottenham have got through the opening 11 minutes with this 0-0 scoreline intact. Jose Mourinho coming out to the edge of the technical area, pointing and just issuing some instructions. Spurs have a throw with Ben Davies. Don't forget, game day returns this weekend across the TalkSport network. FA Cup quarter-final weekend. We start down on the south coast, Bournemouth against Southampton, 12:30 on Saturday, and that's the start of 10 hours of live action, concluding with a game I'll be at the Amex Stadium in the Premier League Saturday, 8 o'clock kickoff here on TalkSport 2. Brighton against Newcastle. What a game down at the bottom of the table.
Well, a feast of football this weekend, not only League but FA Cup as well.
It's a fantastic time of the season, isn't it, when these competitions reach the business end, and I think it's going to be a strong lineup in this Europa League. Last day, Tottenham very much one of the fancied sides. Manchester United or AC Milan, of course, will go out tonight. Arsenal there as well. We hope that Rangers can join them. If all four British sides do qualify, then you would imagine it's highly likely that at least two of them may be paired together. What about North London Derby, Clive, in the quarter-finals?
Oh, no, thank you. Not quite at this stage. I just want to see Spurs progress tonight, Alex. That's the most important thing, and so far, so good.
Here's Ben Davies coming forward down the Tottenham left-hand side, midway inside the Zagreb half. It's with Harry Winks now, who just switches it out to the right, and it's plucked neatly from the sky by Davinson Sanchez. Sanchez with plenty of time and space, and again Zagreb very passive in their play, happy to let Tottenham have the ball under no real pressure. Lamela has been dispossessed though over on the far touchline. It's back with Maya, very much the playmaker for the home team. He plays it out to the left-hand side, and Ivanušić.
Well, Alex, in that first leg, first half, Spurs were very, very dynamic in the way that they countered and got in behind what was quite a high Zagreb line. This time they addressed that in the second period by dropping a little deeper, and they've started a little deeper this evening, and I'm a little surprised by that, but certainly they're going to have to push up. They're going to have to show some intent in closing Spurs down higher up the field if they do intend to get back into this tie.
Davies tries to play it forward. It's intercepted by the Dinamo captain Ademi, but then the cross in from Harry Kane, having won it back left-footed, and they were queuing up in the centre there, Dele Alli and Lamela. It wasn't a bad ball across the penalty area, but neither of them really attacked it with any kind of verve or striking instinct.
Alex, you're absolutely right. That is a sensational cross from Harry Kane through the 6-yard box, and Dele Alli and Lamela just didn't attack the space, didn't attack the cross.
Here is Lucas Moura now, left corner of the Zagreb penalty area, trying to dance into space, shoots right-footed, blocked away by Lauritsen, and then Harry Winks heading it against one of the Zagreb players, Ivanušić, and out for a Tottenham throw-in high up the field here. Mourinho still patrolling the technical area, a jack in the box in front of us. Here's Harry Winks on the left-hand side, dispossessed this time by Ivanušić, and then a foul by Ben Davies trying to win it back. In fact, he ran it out of play, and the throw-in taken by Dinamo Zagreb very quickly. Here is Petkovic coming down the right-hand side, and he runs out of pitch and concedes a throw. Frustrated with himself, the big centre forward for Dinamo Zagreb, number 21 on the back of his blue jersey in bold gold numbers. 15 minutes played, it remains 0-0. Spurs still with that 2-0 lead intact from last week. And just to remind you, for those of you just tuning in, England losing by 8 runs to India in the T20 earlier, live and exclusive here on TalkSport 2. The series nicely poised at 2-2 going into the decider on Saturday. For more reaction to that game, you can hear the following on podcast from any of your usual podcast providers. Should be a fascinating final match in the series. Spurs have had 69% possession in the early exchanges, but it's Dinamo Zagreb on the ball, and it's chipped forward to this right-hand side, and Ivanušić, and he's in acres of space, you know, and runs into the penalty area, trying to take on Ben Davies. Shifts the ball onto his left foot, guides it goalward, slow and hard, but cleared by Dyer.
First little mistake from Spurs. Davies' header was a poor one. Ivanušić just cutting in off the right side, trying to whip that left foot shot in, well blocked in the end. But 15 minutes played, Alex, and Hugo Lloris untroubled in that Spurs goal, which is a really good sign to this point.
Yeah, Jose Mourinho will be relatively content as Jose ever is, I would venture. Notoriously difficult man to please. It's Dinamo coming forward down their right-hand side again. This time the captain, Ademi, just runs out of pitch and crosses the ball harmlessly behind for a goal kick. Spurs' last visit to Croatia ended in a 2-1 defeat. That was in 1984, en route to actually winning the UEFA Cup. They turned that around with a 1-0 victory in the second leg at White Hart Lane, Clive.
Yeah, Mickey Hazard scoring a free kick, I believe.
And went on to win the trophy.
Yeah, I joined just a month after them claiming that UEFA Cup victory. An incredible night that was at White Hart Lane, beating Anderlecht in the final.
Can Jose Mourinho deliver more European glory, more silverware for a club who have been starved of it? I'm going to say in recent years, but you could say recent decades, Clive, in some ways. Okay, Alex, okay. Here's Eric Dyer, plays it out to the right-hand side and winks.
21 could be the year.
Of course, they're in the final of the Carabao Cup. Looks an uphill climb against Manchester City, but if anybody can come up with a plan to win a one-off cup final, it would be Jose Mourinho.
Well, beat them in the league, Alex, so he knows how to get it done.
They've got options now as well, haven't they? If you look at the strength of the squad tonight, they have a couple of key absentees. Son, of course, having hobbled out of that game against Arsenal at the weekend. Pierre Houbier, who's had an excellent season in midfield, is suspended. Joe Rodon not part of the Europa League squad, but still got the likes of Gareth Bale, Reguilon and Dombele, who's been excellent this season. The Celso back from injury, so certainly they have the resources to go deep into this competition. Dele Alli hasn't played much domestic football, coming forward down the Tottenham left, infield to Lucas Moura. Here is Sissoko now, finds Harry Winks inside the centre circle, forward to Lamela. Tottenham moving the ball around sweetly, and Lamela side foots it out to this left hand side, and Dele Alli once again. He's got Ben Davies on the overlap, and he's given it away badly there, Dele Alli.
Yeah, that was really poor from Ali. It was cheap, it was a good overlap, and certainly Jose Mourinho will not be happy with Dele Alli giving possession up so cheaply in the threat, almost on the counter for Zagreb once again.
Oh, and that's a lovely switch of play by Petkovic out to the left-hand side, just escaping away past Barto Frange. The idea was right, not quite the execution.
Swivel, didn't he, and swept the ball from one side of the field to the other, but it just skipped off the wet turf once again, and Orsic on that left side couldn't get onto it, but he was in acres of space, had he done.
A warning sign for Tottenham. Even with this 2-0 victory, a goal for the home side changes the whole dynamics of the tie. Here's Serge Aurier in the right back position, does well to navigate away from Lovro Maia. Now it's Ben Davies who can carry the ball over the halfway line into Dinamo Zagreb territory. Davies back to Sissoko. Now Winks. Those two forming a defensive shield in front of the back four. Lamela comes forward towards the penalty area. Back to Winks, who sprays it out to the right-hand side, and Aurier. Can he get a cross in? Harry Kane lurking in the centre. So too Dele Alli. Aurier goes short to Lamela. They're not particularly keen at this stage to get the ball in the box early.
I would say that the pleasing thing is that Spurs are keeping possession at the tempo that they want. They're not being hurried, they're not having to force their passes, they're not under pressure when passing the ball.
Here's Lucas Moura, gets to the byline, Lucas Moura, but again runs it behind for a goal kick. I don't know if the pitch has shrunk or something overnight, but the players really aren't aware of the geography at the moment. We've seen players carry it out for throws and for goal kicks as well.
And I just wonder if the surface is actually different to the one that they trained on last evening, in that because of the rain it's very, very slick, and whenever they take a touch or a slightly heavy touch, the ball just zips away from them.
This is Tottenham's fourth appearance in the round of 16. They've only won their last 3 ties, losing to Benfica and most recently Borussia Dortmund at this stage. As Sissoko is penalised for pushing the back on Petkovic. Quite the physical battle between those two. And it's a throw-in for Dinamo Zagreb. Petkovic belatedly back to his feet. And it will be a free kick. 12 yards inside the Tottenham half. 0-0 with 21 minutes played here. You're listening to Europa League live on TalkSport 2 with Alex Crook and Clive Allen, your commentary team.
And the first opportunity for Zagreb to get their 2 central defenders higher up the field. Spurs holding a high line 10 yards outside the 18-yard box.
Lovro Maia is going to take the free kick, clips it towards the 18-yard box. It's a good header away by Davinson Sanchez in the white boots, but one back by Dinamo Zagreb, and they might get a shot off here, deflected actually. It was hammered by Jakic against his own man Petkovic. And here's the cross from Orsic back into the danger zone, and up from the back Lauritsen couldn't quite get on the end of it. They've still got a man down here, but Frange hammers in the shot, blocked by Davinson Sanchez, and out for a throw. Dinamo Zagreb players weren't stopping there for the injury to Ademi.
No, he was on the floor. He's pointing the finger at someone, but Spurs on a couple of occasions there had to make good blocks. Sanchez from the shot. It's Lamela with his that right arm that we've seen flailing recently.
He's got that devil, isn't he, Lamela? And as we saw at the weekend, sometimes he needs to keep that under control. He has been shown a yellow card, Lamela.
Well, I think the referee gave Zagreb the opportunity to play the advantage, but he has come back to book Lamela for that challenge.
Good refereeing.
Yeah, and they had a couple of opportunities, and Spurs in the end managed to scramble it away, but concede the corner on the far side. The throw-in on the far side, sorry.
Dinamo Zagreb 0, Tottenham 0. 2-0 to Spurs on aggregate. 23 minutes played. And it's a throw-in for the home team. And it will be played down to the corner flag, and Aurier has let his man go there, and it's crossed in towards Petkovic, smuggled only half away. Petkovic trying to keep it alive. Again, there are players slipping and sliding on this wet pitch all over the shot. In the end, Tottenham managed to get it clear, and the flag is up for offside anyway.
A little bit frenetic in that Spurs penalty box.
Aurier just switched off originally, didn't he?
Yeah, Petkovic just a little bit unhappy that his first touch didn't give him the opportunity to strike when it came to him for the first time, really, where he had half a chance in that Spurs 18-yard box.
Tottenham's win at Wolfsberger in the last round was their first in 10 away Europa League knockout ties. They don't need to win tonight. Even a 1-0 defeat would see them through. I think Jose Mourinho would hope that passage to the last 8 might be a little more comfortable.
Well, I have to say, Alex, as well, watching Zagreb in their campaign getting to this stage were absolutely fantastic against Krasnodar. Really strong Russian side that they won games home and away. And they, in the first leg, didn't perform anywhere near the level that they showed in those 2 games.
And came through a group that included Wolfsburg, Feyenoord and CSKA Moscow, and he conceded 1 goal in the group stage. Dinamo Zagreb, that defensive solidity really has been the key to their success, and this is only the 2nd time in their history that they've managed to progress from a group of any European competition. So certainly Tottenham knew they wouldn't be in for an easy ride when they were paired against this opposition, but as Clive has articulated there, Dinamo didn't really do themselves justice in North London. They have had 1 or 2 half-sighters at goal tonight, but no more than that, as Serge Aurier makes a purposeful run down the right-hand side. Dele Alli trying to find Kane. It was the ball threaded between 2 Zagreb defenders, but again the ball skips all the way through to Livakovic.
Well, he picked the run of Harry Kane, did Dele Alli, but it was just that he had to punch the pass to get it between the left back and Teo Katorin on that left side central of Zagreb, and it just zipped away as Kane running behind.
Tottenham throw right in front of Jose Mourinho, taken by Davis on this left-hand side. Lamela has made a run down towards the corner flag. Here's Davis again, into the feet of Kane. His 2 goals seeing off Zagreb in North London, as Davinson Sanchez steps forward into the Zagreb half, chipped towards the penalty area by Aurier. Again bounces behind for a goal kick for the Croatians. Dinamo Zagreb 0, Tottenham 0. 26 minutes played here on Europa League Live on TalkSport 2. Don't forget, coming up on TalkSport, 8 o'clock kickoff, massive game. Manchester United heading to the San Siro, 1-1 against AC Milan after the first leg, but AC Milan with that potentially crucial late equaliser, the away goal. And it's a big week for Manchester United, isn't it? They play Leicester in the FA Cup quarter-finals on Sunday. That will also be live on TalkSport. By Monday morning, they will either be in the quarter-finals of the Europa League and the semi-finals of the FA Cup, or they could conceivably be out of both competitions.
Yeah, but that is Manchester United. It comes with the territory. They're expected to be competing on all fronts, and certainly it's going to be a very, very big few days for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and his club.
Not according to the Norwegian. He says trophies are just to massage managers' egos. I'm not sure the Manchester United fans would subscribe to that opinion.
Well, they wouldn't be happy if they're where you say they were.
Here's Kane into the penalty area, trying to cut it back maybe for Lamela. He was just off balance. You can see big lumps of grass there, cutting up inside the penalty area. Here's Lamela. This pitch is not the best. Lamela plays it back to Davis.
And Alex, Harry Kane has hobbled away from that. He's far from happy. He just lost his balance, maybe just rolled the ankle.
Tottenham fans will be apprehensive about hearing that. Davis with a cross into the area, headed away by Theophile Catherine. Davis tries to keep it alive, and in steps Harry Winks to dispossess Petkovic, and it's out to this left-hand side, and Lucas Moura, and Kane still looking down at his ankle. Here is Lucas Moura, just outside the penalty area. He's found Dele Alli in space. Ball bounces awkwardly in front of Dele Alli, who then caught Theophile Catherine. It's a free kick for Dinamo Zagreb. Puffing already, Dele Alli. Clearly is sharp on match fitness, and maybe we saw that there as he miscontrolled the ball, which did bounce unevenly in front of him and then did follow through with a tackle. We're going to keep an eye on Harry Kane, see how freely he's moving. Not particularly is the answer, as Dele Alli makes his way towards the penalty area. Into Eric Lamela, left-footed shot, blocked well by Theophile Catherine. Harry Kane was desperate for the pullback. Lamela only had one thing on his mind, and it's behind what I think, Clive, is the first corner of the evening. It
is, but his first shot of the day. He drags the ball into the 18-yard box and just delayed striking it, did Eric Lamela. Catherine got across to make the block. Harry Kane was square should he have pulled it back, but I just felt that Lamela could have struck it earlier than he did. Just a split second delay on the strike, and Catherine gets the block to concede the corner.
Dinamo Zagreb 0, Tottenham 0. Tottenham with this corner, 29 minutes played. Lucas Moura wearing gloves, floats it in right-footed, looking for the head of Dyer. Harry Kane does seem to have shaken off that ankle problem. He wins it back on the edge of the area and tries to cross into the 6-yard box, but straight into the gloves of Dominik Livakovic. And it remains 0-0.
Yeah, that was one of Harry Kane's poor crosses, because he did really well to retrieve the ball that was headed out past the corner of the 18-yard box, whip that cross back in, but straight into the hands of Livakovic.
There was an interesting debate actually earlier today on the Game Day podcast involving Sam Matterface and Darren Lewis, the Daily Mirror. Darren Lewis advocating Harry Kane as the man that Manchester City should try and sign to replace Sergio Aguero. You can listen to that on the Game Day podcast, available now from all your usual suppliers. Clive Allen raised his eyebrows at that.
Well, the thing is, Alex, I'm not sure there's too many clubs in world football at the moment that can actually afford Harry Kane. Manchester City might well be one of the only few.
Still don't think it will be the easiest deal in the world to do with Daniel leaving. And as if Harry Kane has a desire to leave. Maybe he does want to stay at Spurs and break all the goal-scoring records. We shall see. Half an hour gone here. It's still 0-0 in this second leg. Tottenham 2-0 up from the first leg. Now, we're on a relatively good run in the Premier League until the weekend when it came to a shuddering halt. 3 successive victories ahead of that North London derby defeat.
And just the nature of the performance against Arsenal that was so disappointing. The way they played in this first leg, they were outstanding for me and deserved their 2-goal lead. And so far tonight, as we approach the half-hour mark, I would say they're comfortable. They've
professional away performance.
It has controlled possession of the ball at the tempo that they want, without conceding too many opportunities against them.
14 minutes the first half remaining. Not too many moments of alarm for Tottenham, the team all in yellow. Eric Dyer has the ball and plays it out to the right-hand side, and Serge Aurier, right-hand Serge, we can call him that. And it's launched forward by Aurier, but it's going to come straight back at him, and Aurier having to grapple with Maya. This is a promising move down the left-hand side for Dinamo Zagreb. Sliding in was Davinson Sanchez against the captain Ademi. And it's going to be a corner, I think, for the home team.
Well, it's a good break from Ademi. He attacks the byline. Sanchez comes across and slide tackles. He thought that it hit the Zagreb captain last and should have been a Spurs goal kick. Referee was just hesitant in actually issuing the corner kick, but it has been given.
Dinamo Zagreb 0, Spurs 0. Corner is going to be swung in from the left-hand side. Theophile Katrine has come forward from the back, so too Lauritz, and it's a high looping ball sailed over the head of all the Dinamo Zagreb players, and it's just poked away by Lamela out to his left-hand side and Lucas Moura.
Alex, that was such a bizarre corner, because the captain was on the edge of the box in the D, and the corner kick was swung out over his head, and all of a sudden Lamela was almost on the counter-attack. Really, really poor idea from Zagreb.
And those are the situations really that they will want to make the most of, and that will really frustrate their new man in the dugout, Damir Krasnar. A yellow card just shown there for Dinamo Zagreb as well.
Yeah, he's just pulled Dele Alli back.
Free kick taken, Dele Alli driving with the ball towards the penalty area, out to the left-hand side. Lucas Moura with a deep cross to the far post. It bounces kindly for the goalkeeper. Eric Lamela was waiting to tap it in. That was a teasing delivery from this left-hand side.
Yeah, really dangerous in-swinging cross that Lamela couldn't get onto. Bounced in the 6-yard box. And the keeper claimed it as it would have gone in the far corner. He read it well, did the goalkeeper.
Here's Eric Dyer, fresh from his call-up for the England squad for the upcoming World Cup qualifiers, announced by Gareth Southgate earlier today. Sam Johnston of West Bromwich Albion, the goalkeeper, is also included. Jude Bellingham of Dortmund as well. Interesting squad chosen by Gareth Southgate. With the European Championships not far away now. Here is Davis down the left-hand side, floats in the cross for Spurs, but it's hoisted clear by Ademi. And then Ben Davis nonchalantly just side-foots it back into the centre circle, and Davinson Sanchez. Tottenham looking really comfortable at the moment. Dinamo Zagreb yet really to lay a glove on them.
Well, it's just purely because there's a lack of pressure on the ball. They're not engaging Spurs quickly or with any intensity, and they've been able, certainly the two central defenders for Spurs have been very, very comfortable.
Just the first half that Jose Mourinho will have been hoping for. No dramas for Tottenham with this 2-0 lead still intact. We've got a stoppage in play here because Lucas Moura is down with a head injury inside the Zagreb penalty area. Dyer with a high ball into the box and just caught slightly there, Lucas Moura, by the trailing left arm of Rasmus Lauritsen.
Well, it's a straight ball, isn't it, down the middle, that Lucas Moura coming from wide lefts running infield, and Lauritsen, who's just going over his head, makes sure he heads it but has his arm up and catches Moura as he comes from the side.
It's the voice of the former Tottenham striker Clive Allen here on Europa League Live on TalkSport 2, ahead of another busy weekend of League and Cup football. Game day returns on Saturday. Bournemouth against Southampton is a 12:30 kick-off in the FA Cup quarter-finals. Bit of a local derby as well down on the south coast. That's followed at 5:30. Both these games on TalkSport. Everton against all-conquering Manchester City. Here's Maya inside the Tottenham penalty area. Shoots right-footed. And it bounces wide against the advertising hoardings. The loose ball was actually put into the net, I think, by Adami, but it had already gone out of play. Hugo Lloris just for a moment. Clive Allen rooted to the spot as Lovro Mayer shot through a crowded area.
Well, if Mayer hits the target, it's 1-0 to Zagreb. He tries to play a 1-2 with his captain Adami. It pops back to him, but he's in the 18-yard box. He strikes it with his right boot. I don't think that Hugo Lloris had a clear sight of it. He pulls it a fraction wide of the upright. First chance.
And they're through again here. Adami drawing the save from Hugo Lloris, the goalkeeper. All of a sudden, Tottenham under pressure.
Well, I think Sanchez is throwing himself into the challenge. Maybe got the last touch on it as it was played through for Adami, who's running from a deeper position. And it's ended up Hugo Lloris has saved from his centre-half.
Well, I said there'd been no drama. And all of a sudden, this game was sparked into life, and not at the end of the field where Tottenham would have been hoping.
And Alex, that's been a result of the captain Adami. He's driving forward from that midfield area, causing Spurs two centre-halves problems, arriving from a deeper position and late.
Yeah, Petkovic just been caught in the back as well by Eric Dyer. Tottenham just look a bit rattled for the first time this evening. Dyer leading with a left elbow, clumsy free kick to concede, and it was Sanchez. It may well have been going wide as Sanchez just tried to get some kind of toe end on the ball, but Hugo Lloris diving to his right hand side, the captain just clawing it away. And they've got a free kick here. Petkovic still looks in a bit of discomfort. I think he was winded by that challenge from Dyer.
Alex, have taken a while to get going, Zagreb, but all of a sudden they're starting to ask questions of Spurs defensively.
And you feel this is a big 9 minutes in the tie before half time. Dinamo Zagreb 0, Tottenham 0. Free kick for the home side. Is it within shooting range? It's going to have to be some strike to beat Hugo Lloris from fully, 12, 13 yards outside the penalty area?
I was just trying to do my maths there, Alex. Two 18-yard boxes, so 36 yards out, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
If my maths are right.
Maybe just shy. It's not quite two 18-yard boxes. It's more like 14 yards, I think. 14 yards. So 30-yard free kick, near enough. And he's hammered against the wall. Bit of counting by numbers there from you and I, Clive.
It was a long way out.
It was a long way out, and it was a pretty tame effort in the end. Now there's a Dinamo Zagreb player down in the form of Ritsovsky. The right back, was he caught late by Sissoko? Going to watch a replay here. Oh, maybe just stamped on by Sissoko. I don't think there was any malice intended. It was Ritsovsky who went to ground. I don't really think that Sissoko could have got out of the way, Clive.
He's trying to toe the ball, is Sissoko, as he's running out towards the touchline. Ritsovsky's on the floor and his momentum carries him through. Certainly he gets the toe, but his boot's up and he crashes into the bottom of Sissoko's boot. They're all friends now.
And we have got VAR, Marco Guida, very experienced watching the television monitor. Ritsovsky's still down off the pitch, so play should be able to continue. You're listening to Dinamo Zagreb against Tottenham in the Europa League, live on TalkSport 2 with Music Magpie, a smart way to buy great value, certified, refurbished phones and tech. The Europa League draw taking place at midday tomorrow after its Champions League counterpart, that the competition that Spurs really want to be in this time next season, but to do that are going to have to win the Europa League. Surely too far now behind the top four. Eric Dyer just made a hash of a clearance, and Dinamo Zagreb have a throw level with the Spurs penalty area. They're piling the pressure on here late in the first half. Ritzovsky back on the field, takes the throw, plays it against Lucas Moura, and then crosses right-footed. It's headed across the 18-yard box by Sissoko, cleared by Harry Winks, and then a miscued volley from Lauritsen, and maybe Spurs can counter. Harry Kane, who's seen very little of the ball, can't quite help it on. Kane here trying to put the Dinamo Zagreb defence under pressure, and it's the number 97, Christian Jakic, who plays it all the way back into the penalty area. They've got a 97 and a 99 out there tonight, Dinamo Zagreb. All very modern. Here is Davinson Sanchez, just drops the shoulder to get away from Ademi, the captain. Very influential in the heart of the Dinamo Zagreb midfield. There's a stoppage in play here for a late challenge by Orsic over on the Tottenham right-hand side on Serge Aurier. Free kick for Spurs.
Yeah,
sure, there was much contact, was there?
Just a little. I think as Aurier played that ball back to his centre half, Sanchez, he was caught by Orsic down the back of his calf.
Dinamo Zagreb, an experienced European campaign, has reached the group stage of the Europa League last season. Lost to Manchester City among others, finished bottom of their group. Sissoko nods it down for Dele Alli inside the Dinamo half of the field. Harry Winks has got room to run into in midfield, out to the right hand side, and Aurier, can he get a cross in? Kane is waiting. Aurier shifts onto his left foot, dinks it in, looking for Lamela, and headed away by Ristovski off balance and brought down neatly by Maya. No foul, says the referee, as Aurier wins it back, and here's Eric Lamela. Just showed too much of that to Ademi, and Dinamo Zagreb here have got a 5 against 5 situation out to the right hand side, the near touchline as we look. Ivanušić in field. Tottenham have got men back now, but Pekovic still driving forward, dispossessed by Lucas Moura, who skips away from the challenge of Ivanušić and plays it out to the left, and Kane just a bit beyond the Tottenham number 10, but here is Harry Kane on the edge of the area. Can he get across into the box? Harry Kane in the end just plays it back into midfield, and Winks, and now Sissoko sees Serge Aurier in space. We've got 4 minutes to first half to play, still goalless on the night. 2-0 Tottenham lead on aggregate.
Alex, that was a case of just that final pass. Mora's just wide of Harry Kane, has to go out to the touchline. In the end, just checks back and keeps possession and comes back across the field.
An away goal from Tottenham surely would put this tie beyond the reach of Dinamo Zagreb. That's what the home side will be guarding against, and probably why they haven't gone full throttle in this first half. They'll have to become more expansive, more desperate arguably as the night goes on. It's a foul on Dele Alli by Fairfield Katrine.
Yeah, it really is a silly foul to give away from Katrine. He made a couple of mistakes in that first leg that were costly.
Wasn't great for the second goal, was he?
Certainly for the second goal, it really was a poor clearance, and then Harry Kane, taking nothing away from Harry Kane, he finished it brilliantly, but he really shouldn't have been given that opportunity.
0-0 at Emirates Stadium between Arsenal and Olympiacos as Lamela plays in the free kick. It's headed goalwards by Aurier. He was off balance and high over the crossbar and behind for a goal kick for Dinamo Zagreb. So Arsenal 3-1 up and looking comfortable in their round of 16 tie. Molde 1, Granada 0, the two minnows colliding. 2-1 Granada lead on aggregate, and it's Shakhtar Donetsk 0, Roma 0. Roma with a commanding 3-0 lead from the first leg. Shakhtar Donetsk, along with Tottenham, two of the three previous winners of this UEFA Cup / Europa League. And we've got plenty more games to come at 8 o'clock tonight. AC Milan against Manchester United is live on TalkSport. Rangers taking on Slavia Prague at the same time. We'll have updates from David Tanner. That tie, like Manchester United, finally poised at 1-1. Also Villarreal 2-0 up against Dinamo Kiev, and Young Boys 3-0 down at home to Ajax. I think Ajax and Dinamo Kiev will be in the draw tomorrow. Tottenham should be as well. Lamela brushes away from the challenge of Ivanušić. Deep now inside Dinamo Zagreb territory. Plays it looking for Kane. Lucas Moura takes it off his toe. Here's Harry Kane in the 6-yard box. Kane tries to slide it through the legs of the goalkeeper. He did really well, Livakovic, to shut that particular door. And it's cleared away now as far as Harry Winks.
There's a different angle, well fed by Lucas Moura, but the keeper flies off his line to make the block as Harry Kane tried to fire in across him with his left boot.
Here's Sissoko, midway inside the Dinamo half of the field. Can Tottenham get that precious away goal before half-time here? 0-0 on the night, 2-0 they lead from the first leg last week. Lamela back towards the halfway line, and Sissoko. This is what they've done really well tonight, Tottenham. Just kept possession, just drained the life out of Dinamo Zagreb at times.
Well, just trying to suck Zagreb out because they've sat back. They haven't really been intense with their closing down, and it's been a controlled performance from Spurs in this first half.
Don't forget, we've got Premier League football live on TalkSport 2 on Saturday night. Exclusive national radio commentary of Brighton against Newcastle. If Newcastle were to lose that game, they would be deep in trouble down at the bottom of the Premier League table. 30 seconds the first half to play here. Still goalless on the night as Eric Dyer, fresh from that England call-up earlier today, plays it infield to Harry Winks. And then Lamela back to Winks. This is really good game management from Tottenham, just running down the clock towards the interval. As I say, there Eric Dyer's gone direct and given it away. Meyer tries to chip it forward, and Dyer almost had a bit of a race for pace on there against Ivanušić, but it carries all the way through on the wet pitch to Lloris.
Well, Alex, you just see him acknowledge. I think there might be one or two players there, Spurs players, who just said to Eric, don't take that chance, you don't need to concede, give away possession of the ball, not at this stage of the game.
100 minute remaining. Here is Dele Alli dancing into the penalty area, takes it towards the byline. Lucas Moura now. Only Harry Kane really waiting in the centre. So Lucas Moura comes infield for Lamela, and now Davis down the left. Kane still waits for the cross, but I don't think it's going to come in. Lamela to Davis. It's almost like it's the last minute of the 90 rather than the final throws of the first half in Zagreb. Lucas Moura, clever footwork, just showed a bit too much of that to Meyer, and then Lucas Moura looked to have bundled over Meyer. Free kick belatedly given. I think that will pretty much, Clive, by the end of the first half.
Yeah, makes a foul. He chases Meyer down. He inadvertently stepped over the ball, gave possession of away, and had to make sure that they couldn't counter on that.
One last free kick forward, but no time to take it as the Italian referee blows for half-time. Jose Mourinho trudging back to the dressing room. A very contented Tottenham manager. Spurs with that 2-0 lead to protect from the first leg. They've done that relatively comfortable. Hugo Lloris having to make a save off his own defender in Davinson Sanchez. The only big moment of alarm. It's been a thoroughly professional European away performance so far for the men from North London. Half-time, Dinamo Zagreb 0, Tottenham 0. Thank you, Dan. The Dinamo Zagreb goalkeeper Dominik Livakovic just saying some prayers as the second half is about to get underway. The home side may need some divine intervention in this second 45. 2-0 down from the first leg. Tottenham defending that scoreline with relative ease in the opening 45 minutes, as Clive Allen has already articulated there to Dan Windle. You would expect a more aggressive, a more forward-minded approach from Dinamo in this second period. We are off and underway. The home team all in navy blue, shooting from right to left. Tottenham in their changed yellow strip, attacking the goal away to our right-hand side. Spurs having won 18 of the 20 European ties in which they've contested, having won the first leg at home, and looking to continue that record tonight and book their place in the quarter-final draw, which you can keep up to date with, of course, here on TalkSport 2 tomorrow. The draw for the next round of the Champions League also taking place tomorrow morning. Of course, plenty of British and English interest. No change in personnel at half-time. So Dinamo with Livakovic in goal, Ristovski, Lauritsen, Fairfield, Katrine and Frange in defence. Maya, Jakic, Adami, Ivanušić in midfield, and then Petkovic and Oršić up front. Haven't mentioned him too often. The one who scored 2 Europa League goals so far this season for Spurs. Lloris in goal, Aurier, Sanchez, Dyer and Davis, and a new look back four. Winks and Sissoko holding in midfield. Lamela, Dele Alli and Lucas Moura behind Harry Kane, who did seem to pick up a minor ankle problem in that first half but has re-emerged. Doesn't look 100% fit, Harry Kane.
No, he doesn't seem to be moving particularly freely, does he, Alex? And he did roll that ankle. It was a complete accident. He broke into the 18-yard box, just lost his footing, rolled the ankle, couldn't keep control of the ball and hobbled away from that situation. Has not really been moving freely since.
2 minutes played in the second half. Still goalless. Here is Lovro Majer. Tottenham have done really well at keeping him quiet and therefore starving Petkovic and Oršić of service. They do have a throw in here. Dinamo Zagreb. Jose Mourinho clapping his hands together, cajoling his team on for one final push in this second half. If ever there was a manager who had it in his DNA to keep a clean sheet away from home in the second leg of a European tie, it would be the Tottenham boss.
Well, he's up in that technical area. He's orchestrating that block of 6 that Spurs are adopting. That's the back four, Harry Winks and Sissoko, detailed to protect the 2 centre-halves, and they have to be concentrated, they have to be disciplined in their role this evening.
Reminder, the only scoreline that can take this game to extra time is a 2-0 win for Dinamo Zagreb. An away goal for Tottenham would leave Dinamo with a mountain to climb. They would then have to score 4 to stand any chance of going through. That would look a tall order against any Jose Mourinho outfit. Here's Aurier grappling with Majer down by the right corner flag. Lamela almost giving the ball away inside his own half, and he just about on the floor manages to scoop it forward to halfway. Took a bit of a chance there, Eric Lamela. He's back now in Dinamo Zagreb hands, and back with their goalkeeper Livakovic. Made his Croatia debut against England in the Nations League. Ran between the posts tonight for the home side. Majer brings it down this left touchline forward to Oršić. Still we await the first goal here on Europa League Live on TalkSport 2. Alex Crook and Clive Allen, the Tottenham legend, your commentary team. Out to the right-hand side for Dinamo Zagreb. Seeing plenty of the ball, Clive, in the first 4 minutes of the second half, but not really in an area where it's going to trouble Tottenham.
Well, no, they haven't got the ball forward into the final third. Spurs, again, good shape, just denying Zagreb the opportunity to play through the lines, forcing them to play back and sideways, exactly as they would have been detailed to by Jose Mourinho.
Fairfield Katrine out to this left-hand side. Barto Frange, the one player coming into the team, otherwise unchanged from the first leg. And it's played infield with Ivanušić. Majer taking over, back to the centre circle, and it's sprayed out to his left-hand side, and Barto Frange. Good play by Oršić, holding it up, finding Majer, left corner of the area, cuts it back, and there's a chance here. Petkovic gets the shot away, it's well blocked by Dyer, and maybe Tottenham could counter with Lucas Moura.
Well, that's the first opportunity. Petkovic gets it on the edge of the box. Dyer quickly out to block and deny him with the right-footed shot.
But again, Lovro Majer, the man that you earmarked, Clive, as Dinamo Zagreb's biggest threat, managing there to work some space on the edge of the penalty area, and looks like he can make something happen.
Yeah, certainly getting in more advanced positions at the beginning of this second period, Majer, and that will be the one that they have to certainly take into account and make sure that he's marked and tracked back.
Just a reminder, earlier today here on TalkSport 2, live and exclusive, India tying up the T20 series with England. 2-2 now going into Saturday's decider, which will also be live and exclusive on TalkSport 2. Fascinating day's play. Serge Aurier takes the throw in 6 or 7 yards inside the Dinamo Zagreb half. 0-0 on the night, 2-0 Spurs lead on aggregate. The goal for Dinamo Zagreb would really change this tie and set up a nervous conclusion.
Well, the one goal, either way, it's going to make the difference in which way this tie ends up for me, Alex.
Yeah, you said before the game, if Tottenham were to establish a further lead, you couldn't see Dinamo Zagreb getting back into it, but if the home side do score, suddenly there is lots of jeopardy in the air. So throw in for Dinamo down their right-hand side. Ristovski will take it. The Croatian outfit have lost 4 of their 6 home games against English opposition. The only victory in those 6 matches against Arsenal in the Champions League back in 2015-16. You'll remember the days, Clive, when Arsenal used to play in the Champions League. Arsenal in action, of course, tonight in this Europa League, 0-0 at half-time against Olympiacos, 3-1 up from their first leg. He's played forward by Dominic Livakovic, headed down by Ben Davis in the left-back position. Sissoko plays it back to Davinson Sanchez midway inside the Zagreb half.
Alex, talking about Champions League, I think the 2 North London rivals will be looking at this competition as their probable best route into Champions League and gaining Champions League football to start the next season.
And that's why it's so important for Tottenham. It's Dinamo coming forward. They are posing more of an attacking threat in this second half. That was a cross played in from Ristovski. May have taken a nick off a Tottenham player and behind for a corner.
Yeah, first time that he's ventured forward in this second half. Ristovski takes a deflection off Amora, concedes the corner. First corner in this second half for the home side.
And it will be delivered by Lovro Mayer. 2 Europa League goals to his name this season. The man in the bright red boots wearing the Alice band. Left-footed delivery. It's a good delivery as well. And it was a free header from Adami, the captain, straight into the gloves of Hugo Lloris. But questions will have been asked by Jose Mourinho had that have led to a goal.
Well, he had so much time and space, and he was 2 yards inside the 18-yard box central that he could have brought it down, Alex. In the end, he heads tamely, bounces on the 6-yard line and into Hugo Lloris's hands, but whoever was detailed to mark him just wasn't there doing their job.
I think it was quite a flat delivery, wasn't it? And therefore Adami, the Macedonian, had to generate all of his own power. Just couldn't quite generate enough of that, and it was comfortable for Lloris. But they have had 2 shots on target now to Spurs 1. Again, it's another shot across the Tottenham bows. Don't forget, straight after this game we bring you a Spurs Focus Hour here on TalkSport 2. The same old Spurs podcast team chat the major talking points and break down the game even further from 8 o'clock. We have some great guests. If you love Spurs, you will love this hour. I'm sure Clive Allen will be tuning into that on his way home. 9 minutes gone in the second half. Dinamo Zagreb 0, Tottenham 0.
I'm hoping to play my part in the first 10 minutes as well, Alex, so not to be missed.
2-0 on aggregate.
As long as we get a result.
Absolutely, of course, otherwise we will be going long into the night. And nobody really wants that. Least of all Jose Mourinho. Here is Stefan Ristovski down the Zagreb right-hand side of us. Dominated the possession since half-time, but still Hugo Lloris has been relatively untroubled. In fact, the only save he's really had to make, Clive, was from his own defender, Davinson Sanchez, at the end of that first half.
Yeah, that's right. Sanchez, that was flicked back, and he just made sure it was going wide. Maya had the best opportunity in that first half, but he struck wide. And that really has been the sum total of what Zagreb have been able to do going forward. So Jose will be happy with that. If you don't give chances away, you will get the result that you require.
Well. Goal at the Emirates. Arsenal 0, Olympiacos 1, and Youssef El Arabi, a man who famously knocked them out in extra time last season, has given Olympiacos hope. 3-2 on aggregate, but an away goal for Olympiacos. Still with plenty of work to do, but there will be Arsenal fans getting nervous about another potential Greek tragedy. Eric Lamela again has got involved in a bit of an off-the-ball incident here involving Theophile Catherine. To throw in for Dinamo Zagreb. 56 played, 0-0. Imagine if Olympiacos got another quick-fire goal, Clive.
Well, they'd have the advantage, wouldn't they, with the 2 away goals?
I know, Arsenal got 3, haven't they? So
of course,
3-3 on aggregate. Yeah. But I mean, if Arsenal were to lose that tie, my word. That was a late challenge by Adami, the captain. He might be shown a yellow card here, despite protesting his innocence to the referee. Just went in over the top of the wall. Winks did well, actually, to hurdle the tackle.
Yeah, Harry Winks toes it and then jumps, as you say, and Ademi carried, certainly followed through, but Winks avoided any sort of contact, but a reckless challenge from the Zagreb captain.
It's the voice of Clive Allen, the former Tottenham striker. Here on Europa League Live on TalkSport 2. Spurs with that 2-0 lead from the first leg still intact. And it's Harry Winks who plays the ball forward. He's found Lamela in space. Lamela dispossessed though by Ademi, and a little back heel from Meyer. He's such a talented player to watch. Rovro Meyer, lots of flicks and tricks, and here's Ademi, more of a bulldozing midfielder, but they're a good combination. And Ademi has been upended by Lamela, who will have to be careful.
Yeah, you're right, Alex, because he just puts an arm on Ademi's shoulder, he hauls him to the ground. He's already been booked. Can he afford to go down a man, Spurs?
And here come Dinamo Zagreb. Rysovski down the right-hand side, trying to cut the cross back to Petkovic. Doesn't have too many opportunities to add to the 4 goals in 7 Europa League games he scored this season. Here's Meyer for Zagreb. His shot deflected. Orsic with a follow-up effort, bounces off Dyer. Oh, and a chance here. Good skill by Petkovic. Guides it towards the top corner. Off target. Will be a goal kick. Chances are starting to come.
He picks the ball up after it was deflected off of a shot blocked by Sanchez. Down on the byline, he drags it back inside. He does really well to create the shooting angle. Then he tries to wind it into the far corner. In the end, scoops it high over the upright. But certainly, it's just the half chances being developed by Zagreb. Spurs have to beware. They have to stay out of their 18-yard box now. Hold a higher line.
You are listening to Dinamo Zagreb against Tottenham in the Europa League, live on TalkSport 2 with Music Magpie. Get cash for your phones and tech the smart way. Being streetwise and street smart, very much the order of the day for Tottenham with this 2-0 lead. 0-0 on the night. Still 32 minutes to go. As Eric Dyer in the blue footwear picks it up right in the centre of the Tottenham half away to our left. Now Ben Davis down the far left touchline for Tottenham. Dele Alli trying to pluck it from the sky, but showed too much of that to Theophile Katrine. He volleys it clear, and here's Orsic. Down it goes into the centre circle, out to the left-hand side, and Orsic again. Taking on Serge Aurier. Good tackle by Aurier. And the last touch was off the Dinamo Zagreb man and goes out for a throw. We're going to see some changes here, maybe, as we approach the hour mark.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Eric Lamela is taken out, just avoiding the risk of losing him having been booked. Yeah, Gareth Bale's introduced for Lamela.
Eric Lamela becoming only the 5th player in Premier League history to score and be sent off in the same game at the weekend, and Jose Mourinho keen to avoid a similar fate befalling him. Gareth Bale, 4 times the Champions League winner, comes on. He's got 10 goals this season, Gareth Bale, 6 in his last 8 games, Clive. He took a while, didn't he, to warm up, but just showing signs of being back to the Gareth Bale that Tottenham fans know and love.
Well, it's been glimpses, but those glimpses have been quite magical. He possesses so much ability, as we all know. It has taken time for him to produce that, but that's exactly what Spurs need tonight now. Just a moment of magic that could really kill this tie off.
Well, Tottenham fans have enjoyed listening to this game.
Yes, I think they shouldn't be too alarmed at this point. I think that it's been a comfortable performance. It's been a controlled performance, but there's still half an hour to go, Alex.
Anything can happen. Don't go anywhere. And don't forget, this weekend TalkSport is your home of the FA Cup and Premier League. Game day returns on Saturday, 12:30. Bournemouth against Southampton, really intriguing South Coast derby in the FA Cup. Southampton in no form at all. Bournemouth really impressive against Swansea on Wednesday. They will be confident of causing an upset and reaching the semi-finals. Plenty of FA Cup and Premier League action across Saturday, 5:30. Everton against Manchester City in the Cup, and then at 8 o'clock here on TalkSport 2, Brighton against Newcastle. Massive game down at the bottom of the Premier League. I'll be at the Amex Stadium alongside David Connolly for that one. As Dinamo Zagreb come forward again, it's headed back by Serge Aurier. 61 minutes played.
And that's just an example for me where Zagreb haven't cut loose, they haven't pushed players forward. Orsic is 5 yards off of Aurier, has the opportunity to pick out the diagonal pass and head it really comfortably back into Hugo Lloris's hands.
Dinamo Zagreb certainly showing more attacking intention in this second half. Meyer out to Orsic down the left. Switches onto his right foot, curls one into the top corner. Dinamo Zagreb back in this game in emphatic fashion. Mislav Orsic with the goal. Dinamo Zagreb 1, Tottenham 0. And that 2-0 lead for the first leg is cut in half by one terrific swipe with the right foot.
Well, it is a magnificent finish from Orsic, but what they've done, they've capitalised on an error from Aurier. He's trying to recover his ground. Orsic picks it up on the corner of the 18-yard box, cuts back from the left onto his right side and whips a curling shot into the top corner, giving Lloris no chance whatsoever. That's a sensational strike. Game on.
What a goal from Mislav Orsic, his third in the Europa League this season, and it's going to be a nail-biting, a nerve-shredding final 27 minutes for Tottenham. And as Jose Mourinho said, this one isn't over. It certainly isn't now. Dinamo Zagreb suddenly with the wind in their sails. Here is Meyer, who's been really influential and instrumental in this second half. Plays it out to the left-hand side.
Well, he fed Orsic. He picked the ball up, the loose ball, and immediately Orsic, who broke down the left-hand side, was fed by Meyer. He still had a lot to do, Alex, but when he cut back inside, he hit an unstoppable right-foot curling shot into the far top corner.
It's a blistering goal, and Tottenham have a corner to defend. Suddenly, their place in the Europa League quarter-finals is under real threat here in Zagreb. The floodlights shining down. And the home side scenting Tottenham blood here. It's going to be Lovro Meyer with a delivery. Their third corner. Bit of pushing and shoving inside the penalty area. The Italian referee is just stepping across to take charge of the situation. Meyer with plenty of time here to work out what he's going to do with the corner. He takes it short to Orsic. Here's Meyer, crosses into the area and turned over the crossbar by Lauritsen up from the back. It's a goal kick for Tottenham.
Well, it's a well-worked short corner, and when it's whipped in, Lauritsen just gets across the front of Sanchez off the outside of his right boot, but can't get the direction, can't flick it on target, goes away for a Spurs goal kick.
64 minutes played. Dinamo Zagreb 1, Tottenham 0. 2-1 to Spurs on aggregate. Hugo Lloris absolutely powerless as that ball arrowed venomously into the top corner for the Zagreb goal.
First shot on target, Alex, that was. What a strike it was from Orsic.
Absolute beauty. Jose Mourinho deep in conversation with Ledley King, trying to work out what Tottenham can do to take control of this game. Dinamo Zagreb have been patient in their approach, but certainly have upped the ante in the second half. At the moment, Tottenham haven't really been able to go with them.
Well, it's the home side have had the majority of the possession, and all of a sudden Spurs are sinking deeper and deeper.
Ivanušić dances away from Lucas Moura into the penalty area, cuts the cross back from Petkovic, shot from the edge of the box high over the bar from Christian Jakic, leaning back, couldn't keep it on target.
Much better from the home side, working the ball down the right, cut back to the edge of the 18-yard box. Petkovic with his back to goal, rolls it back for Jakic. He tries the side foot with precision, in the end lifts it high and wide. Big opportunity, bad strike.
You are listening to Dinamo Zagreb against Tottenham in the Europa League, live on TalkSport 2 with McDonald's McDelivery. Order McDelivery now and get McDonald's delivered straight to your doorstep. So a nervous final 25 minutes for both North London clubs. Arsenal behind at home to Olympiacos, but still in front on aggregate. Tottenham behind here in Zagreb, still narrowly in front on aggregate. 2-1 they lead with 24 minutes to play. And Gareth Bale's introduction hasn't really had the impact that Jose Mourinho would have been hoping for so far. No sooner had the Welsh wizard been introduced, and Hugo Lloris was picking the ball out at the top corner. It's a throw in for Dinamo Zagreb, given away cheaply to Dele Alli. Harry Winks forward to Harry Kane, then Winks into Lucas Moura. Winks was fouled off the ball. That should be a free kick. I thought the referee had played an advantage, and belatedly does bring it back. It's a free kick for Spurs just inside their own half.
Yeah, that was good refereeing. He did play the advantage, but you can just sense the intensity in the way in which Zagreb are trying to win the ball back. Challenge in the end on Lucas Moura that was pulled back. Spurs just need to take a breath, need to control the situation again, keep possession of the ball.
For the neutral, this game is fascinatingly poised now, as Harry Kane tries to nod it down inside the penalty area, looking for the run of Dele Alli. Cleared as far as Davis, who just nods it out of play for a throw-in for Dinamo Zagreb. For Spurs fans, it's agony, isn't it?
It's edge of the seat stuff, it really is. I'm on the edge of my seat, I know that.
I mean, it's no exaggeration to say, I know they're in a cup final, but in terms of the Champions League and qualification next season, it all comes down to this next 23 minutes for Tottenham.
Yeah, this is their best chance, I've no doubt about that, to try to attain a top four finish now in the Premier League. Looks to be a very, very difficult task. It will be a difficult task in terms of winning this competition, but for me, their best opportunity is tonight, is here to progress. Dele making way, Dele Alli for Lo Celso returning, which is good to see. Certainly, I think Jose Mourinho wants him to get on the ball, control the tempo of the game and keep the ball for Spurs now.
It's been another largely disappointing night, you have to say, for Dele Alli. Looks pretty frustrated, pretty forlorn, as Giovanni Lo Celso comes on for his first appearance since December the 20th, and Harry Winks is also making way. And we're going to see Tanguy Ndombele coming on. And Harry Winks also very frustrated at being replaced, but I don't think either of them... Well, Harry Winks played well in the first half, Clive. He struggled a bit in the second.
Yeah, I think just purely because of the numbers that Zagreb have pushed into that more advanced position in the midfield. They found it difficult, Sissoko and Winks, to contain Zagreb in that area.
Such a difficult situation, I'd imagine. I'm not sure you would have experienced it too often in your stellar career, but as a player, when you know you're out of favour with a manager, when you do get a rare chance to play, you have to prove yourself every time, every single minute, and that brings its own pressure, and sometimes you underperform.
I know exactly what that feels like. Certainly has happened on a number of occasions at different clubs, and yes, it is very difficult, because you know at times, whatever you do, however you play, the likelihood is that you're not going to start the next game. So that is a very, very difficult situation to deal with when you're out on the park trying to impress.
Dinamo Zagreb have a corner with 21 minutes to play. Lovro Mayer, I think he's going to play it into the area this time. It's strange corners they've taken. That one is, again, high in the air, all the way to the edge of the penalty area.
I'm surprised, Alex.
Get it in front of the goalkeeper.
Absolutely, I totally agree with you. They've not knocked one corner kick into the 6-yard box to put Hugo Lloris under pressure, or really put Spurs defensively in a situation where they've had to defend in a dangerous area. Their corners have been deep, they've been aimless, and they've been actually played out of the 18-yard box.
And that's unusual when you have a player as talented as Lovro Mayer. Tell you what, though, Tottenham keep giving the ball away. Faithful Catherine with a long punt upfield. Hugo Lloris with time to actually head it down and then collect inside the 18-yard box.
Yeah, time just to take the pressure off of his defence. Hugo Lloris, he's bouncing the ball, he's keeping the ball, he's now pushing that back four up, he's going to kick it long.
Into the last 20 minutes of this second leg. Tottenham with a slender now 2-1 advantage over the two games, courtesy of that thunderbolt of a goal from Mislav Orsic just after the hour mark.
Well, Alex, one more for the home side, and that may be destined for extra time, which is, again, is something that Jose and his squad would not want.
Yeah, it would mean an extended finish already, but a busy day here on TalkSport 2 with the cricket not finishing until around about 10 minutes before kick-off here. India winning by 8 runs, 2-2 now in that T20 series against England. You can hear the decider live and exclusive on TalkSport 2 on Saturday as Tottenham come forward. Lucas Moura, he's got some space here down the left-hand side. Lo Celso crying out for a cutback. gets it eventually, tries to wriggle away. Lo Celso, low shot deflected, and that made it a really awkward save for Livakovic down to his right-hand side.
Does well. Livakovic had to spring down to the right-hand corner as Lo Celso's strike was deflected and was going in. Good stop from the Zagreb keeper.
There's a foul by Bruno Petkovic. Tottenham free kick just on the edge of their own area. The last touch there was off Rasmus Lauritz, and that made it really difficult for the goalkeeper, and did well actually to claw it away right hand and then gather. Lo Celso almost back with a goal.
Yeah, it wasn't cleanly hit, was it? It didn't quite have the power. The deflection took it away from the goalkeeper. At full stretch down to his right-hand side, kept it out.
18 minutes plus stoppage time remaining. We're at the stage now where Tottenham are going to need to win ugly to go through. Harry Kane playing it down the left-hand side to Davis. Bale making a run in the centre. The pass is behind him, and maybe Dinamo Zagreb can break now. Oršić, the goal scorer, plays it forward. Is that foul by Davinson Sanchez inside the centre circle? Yes, it was. A push in the back on Petkovic and a free kick for the home team.
Yeah, just goes running into the back of Petkovic. It was a poor cross from Davis. All of a sudden, the counter was on for Zagreb. They played the ball quickly forward to their centre forward, and Sanchez just pushes him to the ground.
You're listening to Europa League Live on Talk Sport 2. Clive Allen and Alex Crook calling the action. Dinamo Zagreb 1, Tottenham 0. 2-1 Spurs lead on aggregate. And don't forget, coming up at 8 o'clock on Talk Sport, we'll have the second leg of AC Milan against Manchester United. 1-1 the score on what's been a difficult night so far for the English side. Arsenal 1-0 down at home to Olympiacos, but still going through. Tottenham 1-0 down here against Dinamo Zagreb, but still going through as it stands. The hard work done in the first leg in North London. And here's Lucas Moura now, 15 yards outside the Zagreb penalty area. Checks back in field to Ndombele. Now Lo Celso scoops it over the top for Lucas Moura. He's got there ahead of the defender and he's poked it into the side netting. The goalkeeper Livakovic did really well to narrow the angle.
Good run, clever run, well found by Lo Celso. It was a subtle little clip over the back of the Zagreb defence. Looked just for a split second that Lucas Moura could turn it in, but in the end puts it into the side netting.
We've just seen a replay of the goal from Oršić, right-footed from the left corner of the penalty area, curled into that top corner. Hugo Lloris dived the right way and just flung a despairing left hand in the air, but he was never going to get fingertips on it. It's a brilliant goal.
It really was a fabulous hit.
And that's the goal that separates these two teams on the night, but the Harry Kane double this time last week looks even more priceless now for Tottenham. Theodore Katrine a bit overzealous in the challenge there with Lo Celso. Free kick for Spurs inside the centre circle. There are going to be more changes here, and they are Dinamo Zagreb changes. And going off is Christian Jakic in midfield, and it's a striker coming on in Atimwen, the Nigerian. So a positive change, one that Damir Krasnar, the new manager, really had no choice but to make, with time running out on his side.
Yeah, T-Man will come in on the right-hand side of midfield, but will break forward at every opportunity, adding more firepower to their attack are Zagreb.
Tottenham are just going to try and keep the ball here, aren't they? Just try and run down the clock for 15 minutes. Jose Mourinho watching on apprehensively inside the technical area. That's a cheap free kick conceded by Petkovic for a foul on Ndombele. Trying to add extra steel to the midfield and Ndombele.
Yeah, absolutely, Alex. I think the introduction of Lo Celso and Ndombele for exactly that reason. He wants them on the ball. He wants them to keep the ball. That is of the utmost importance as the clock runs down.
You are listening to Dinamo Zagreb against Tottenham in the Europa League, live on Talk Sport 2 with McDonald's McDelivery. Order McDelivery now and get McDonald's straight to your doorstep. Can Tottenham cling on here and book their place in the quarter-finals? Here's Gareth Bale dropping deep into midfield. Good ball in towards Lucas Moura. Left-footed, hung in the air, but just wasn't quite big enough, Lucas Moura, to get on the end of it.
The idea was right from Gareth Bale, wasn't it? He saw the run, Moura coming off the left flank, in behind the full-back, but he just drilled that cross-field ball, and Lucas Moura almost top-headed it, tried to keep it in play, went out for a goal kick.
1-0 Spurs trail, 2-1 they lead on aggregate. Clive Allen, our expert summariser tonight, knows all about these big European games for Spurs.
Alex, on the edge of my seat.
Hopefully we're conveying the drama even without the vociferous home crowd here in Zagreb. Here is Maya. It's one of those nights actually where you almost forget as commentators that the stands are empty because it's been engrossing. As we welcome listeners from Talk Sport. Tottenham in a spot of bother here, trailing by a goal to nil. A brilliant curling strike from the edge of the area from Mislav Orsic, halving Spurs' 2-0 lead from the first leg. And Clive Allen with work to do, Tottenham.
Yeah, much more of what we expected from Zagreb as the second half's worn on, and with Orsic, spectacular strike. Certainly they're the ones on the front foot. Spurs have to be very, very disciplined defensively now.
Yeah, Tottenham with everybody but Harry Kane back behind the ball. Dinamo Zagreb have possession inside the centre circle with Fairfield Catherine. And it's clipped forward. A neat little turn away from trouble by Petkovic. Can they get a cross in here? Dinamo Zagreb. It's with Orsic, the goal scorer. He's away from Davinson Sanchez. He pulls it across the 6-yard box and it's stabbed away by Ben Davies. Another really dangerous ball, but it remains Dinamo Zagreb 1, Tottenham 0. 2-1 Spurs lead on aggregate.
Alex, they were very, very fortunate there because Orsic, the same move that created the chance for him to score, just rolls around Sanchez, cuts back onto his right foot, gets to the byline, fires it into the 6-yard box. There was an actual slip from Davis before he was able to clear.
Oh, this is really tense now for those of you of Tottenham persuasion. If there is going to be another goal at the moment, there's only one team who look like scoring it. It's not the team in yellow. Here comes Meyer again down this left-hand side. Jose Mourinho still marching up and down inside the technical area. Fairfield Catherine has it now back inside Zagreb territory.
Well, he's prowling that technical area, Alex, and he's orchestrating, trying to fill any holes that Spurs look like leaving, making sure that they're in their defensive positions.
And the goalkeeper Livakovic gets it back from Fairfield Catherine and then scoops it over the head of Gareth Bale out to the left-hand side, and Barto Frange, a midfielder by trade but playing as a left-back tonight. Gareth Bale wins it back for Tottenham inside his own half and then pokes it forward looking for Lo Celso. Lo Celso carries it out of play almost right in front of the television camera on that halfway line and takes the throw in quickly. Adami to Maya. Maya away from Ndombele. Maya back in his own half here, but with a chance to chip it forward left-footed. Bit of defending for Ben Davies to do under pressure. Heads it only as far as Rysovski. He's continued his run. Cross cut back towards Atimwen. Tottenham with enough yellow shirts back to clear the danger. And Harry Kane dragged to the floor. That will be a Tottenham free kick and a yellow card as well to Rasmus Lauritsen.
That was brilliant from Harry Kane. The ball is played up to him. He's strong. He rolls the centre half, draws the foul, appeals, and certainly Lauritsen makes sure that he hauls him to the ground. He's not allowing Harry Kane to run away with the ball, but that was really good front play from the Spurs skipper.
Arsenal still struggling to put their tie to bed. Trailing by a goal to nil against Olympiacos at the Emirates Stadium. Spurs 1-0 down here against Dinamo Zagreb. We've got AC Milan against Manchester United still to come on this busy night of European action live on Talk Sport. Kick-off half an hour away. Tottenham 10 minutes away from their place in the quarter-finals. But they trail 1-0 on the night. So only 2-1 in front now on aggregate. As Ben Davies brings it down neatly from the Zagreb sky. Forward it goes by Ndombele. Here is Eric Dyer now. Took a while to get it out from under his studs, but in the end plays it back to Hugo Lloris, all in green away to our left. The only previous meeting between these two ended in a 4-0 win for Tottenham back in 2004. It's given away though by Spurs on the edge of their own area, and luckily for them Zagreb can't really make the most of it, and it's chipped forward by Aurier, and then a lovely back heel by Gareth Bale to Lo Celso, who draws the foul. Will be a Tottenham free kick. That 4-0 win, by the way, a hat-trick for TalkSport's Darren Bent in that game back in 2007-2008. It was Dinamo Zagreb's heaviest away defeat in this competition.
Yeah, that was a much easier night, Alex. I was sitting in the dugout that night as part of the staff, and Darren scored a wonderful hat-trick.
You were sitting a lot more comfortably than Jose Mourinho is right now, and certainly as you are as well. Clive Allen there, former Tottenham player, and double change here. Lajovic has come on, and so too has Gavranovic, and Maya, rather surprisingly, with Dinamo Zagreb needing this second goal, is one of those who's been replaced, Clive Allen.
Yeah, a little surprised by that, but Gavranovic will certainly go up alongside Petkovic. It will be a double pronged attack from Zagreb now as we go into the final 10 minutes.
Yeah, plenty of attacking players now on show for the home side. Lajovic, a defender, and Mario Gavranovic, the Swiss forward, coming on for his 49th European career appearance. And still 8 minutes plus stoppage time. It will feel like an eternity to Tottenham supporters listening. As Ben Davies is put under pressure by a team win, it's cleared to the halfway line. He's going to come right back at them again though, with Ivanušić, who's been industrious down the right-hand side in this second half. Here's Ademi on the edge of the area into Atim Wen. Atim Wen cuts it back, and there's the equaliser, and it's Mislav Oršić again. 2-0 Dinamo Zagreb, swept home right-footed from 10 yards out. Once again, the Tottenham defence caved in, and from 2-0 down after the first leg, Dinamo Zagreb make it 2-2 on aggregate.
Well, it was swift play through the lines from Spurs. The captain plays it wide, the substitute whips it back to the penalty spot, and who's there? Oršić with a wonderful right foot sweeping shot past Hugo Lloris, who couldn't even move an attempt to keep it out. Really well crafted, fabulous finish once again, sweetly hit, whizzed past Lloris, game all square.
Jose Mourinho can hardly believe what he's watching. Tottenham in control of this last 16 tie at half-time, but 2 goals conceded in the second half, both scored by Mislav Oršić, and all of a sudden Dinamo Zagreb, well, they might just fancy their chances of getting a winner in normal time. They might not need extra time, Clive Allen.
Well, no, there's absolutely no doubt that they'll be the team. They're in the ascendancy. Spurs are on the back foot. How are they going to respond now?
What a game here on TalkSport 2. What a night of European football. Tottenham's European future hanging by the thinnest of threads. 4 goals now, doubled his tally for the whole Europa League campaign in the space of 20 second half minutes. Mislav Oršić.
Well, we knew he had talent, but we've certainly been shown that in the quality of his finishing tonight.
Doesn't help when you don't pick him up 10 yards from goal though, does it?
It really was poor defending from Spurs in the way that they didn't put pressure on the ball. It's fed right. When it's cut back square through the 18-yard box, and Oršić arrives on the penalty spot. He's unpressured, sweeps the right foot shot past Hugo Lloris before he can react. Really well taken.
5 minutes to play. A Tottenham goal away from home would take them through without the need for extra time. Here's Gareth Bale crossing towards the far post. Harry Kane with a header and kept out by Tottenham. A yard from his own goal line. Harry Kane looked destined there to put Tottenham into the last 8.
Good delivery. Kane rises at the back post. I think the goalkeeper gets the touch and actually pushes it onto Tottenham on the line, who then scrambles it away.
Well, that's how close Tottenham were to the winner. Just couldn't quite angle it into the corner. First touch off the goalkeeper.
Great save that was from the goalkeeper. Kane's header is going in.
And then Tottenham just volleys it clear.
He palms it square, and Katerine, covering the keeper, hooks it away from a yard out.
Tottenham have made a change. Carlos Vinicius is coming on for Lucas Moura. Suppose more of an aerial threat, maybe more of a direct route for goal. An away goal would take Tottenham through. They've got a free kick here, which is chipped in by Lo Celso, but he slipped as he went to address the ball, and that enabled Dinamo Zagreb to clear it away. 4 minutes to go of the 90. We could yet be in for an extra half an hour here on TalkSport 2.
Well, it certainly looks likely, because Spurs, apart from that Kane chance, that's the only opportunity of note that they've had in the second period. it's been the home side that have taken the game to Tottenham in this second half.
You said this game wasn't done, Clive Allen.
I just had that feeling, Alex, coming into the tie tonight. We didn't see Zagreb at their best in the first game. I thought Spurs were outstanding in that first game. Had the 2-0 lead, but 2-0 never just seemed enough, and here we are all square going into the 87th minute.
And this is why we love knockout European football. Gareth Bale forward, looking for Vinicius, cleared as far as Harry Kane, who might let fly here from the edge of the area, instead finds Aurier right hand side. 4 yellow shirts to aim at in the centre, over the head of Vinicius. Good defending, brilliant defending by Rysovski, I think it was. He's gone down, and Ndombele feels like he's making the most of this, rolling around inside the goal.
Good header, Alex, you're right. Aurier's cross is a fabulous one across the 6-yard line. Ndombele comes flying in, but Rysovski at the back post heads away and is then clattered by Ndombele.
3 minutes for Tottenham to find a winner. 3 minutes maybe for Dinamo Zagreb to complete a quite remarkable comeback after losing the first leg 2-0. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang has just missed the sitter for Arsenal, who at the moment are limping over the line in terms of the quarter-finals. And it's a free kick here inside the Dinamo Zagreb penalty area. Dominik Livakovic, the goalkeeper, to take it. Will launch it long upfield. Plenty of blue shirts now to aim at. A team win. They're ahead of Davis, and it's nodded down by the captain, Ademi. Ademi out to this left-hand side, looking for the 2-goal hero, Oršić, over his head and out for a Spurs throw.
Really pumped up is the Zagreb captain. I think he's been outstanding tonight. He's made runs forward. He's been everywhere for his team. He inadvertently played out for a Spurs throw, and he's pumped up. He was disappointed with himself that he gave the ball away, gave possession away.
If Tottenham were to lose this game, Clive,
don't, Alex, please.
Would it rank as one of the more embarrassing nights of their European history?
Well, it'll be a very, very, very poor night in terms of their history. The importance of the game, the importance of this week, the result against Arsenal and their Premiership campaign to qualify for Champions League, finishing fourth, and this competition that they, and rightly so, felt that they certainly have a chance, and still do have a chance. They're still in this competition, but it would be a real massive blow should they go out this evening.
It's been a very limp second half performance from Tottenham. I'm sure criticism will be directed at Jose Mourinho as the cross comes into the penalty area, headed away by Davinson Sanchez, and then Harry Kane collects it deep inside his own half. Lo Celso with room to run into. Gareth Bale side foots the ball in the air, lofts it out to Harry Kane. Lovely pass from him, and he's continued his run into the box. Kane trying to find him. Good defending by Fairfield. Katrine sweeps it away. That was better from Tottenham, and the criticism that Tottenham fans would angle at Mourinho is if they just played on the front foot, they probably got enough attacking quality to get the away goal and not leave themselves open to this comeback from Dinamo Zagreb.
Yeah, get the ball forward with quality into their front players, let them, with their ability, their movement and their skills, to create chances, which undoubtedly they do. Since Gareth Bale's been on, great cross for Kane's chance at the far post. Then he just sweeps the ball wide, and Spurs immediately are on the counter-attack.
And there will be Tottenham fans who say if Mauricio Pochettino was still in charge, it would have been a different type of game plan tonight.
Just a slightly different approach to the way in which they would play, I feel. But we know Jose has got it done over the years. He's got results. He has the CV. But this is a test even for him now.
2 more changes being made by Dinamo Zagreb. Josip Misic is coming on. Hobbling away is Rysovski. That might be a change in shape, because Misic is a midfielder by trade. And Stojanovic is also coming on. Petar Stojanovic, he is a defender. Didn't see who went off actually for that second change. It's Petkovic. Bruno Petkovic replaced, and I think Stojanovic will go in and play it right back as Dinamo Zagreb come forward. The offside flag up against Oršić.
Yeah, and the introduction of Goranovic, he is a striker. He now will lead the line. He'll be the target for them to go into now. Petkovic has been taken out.
We're into 3 added minutes at the end of the 90. Dinamo Zagreb 2, Tottenham 0. 2-2 on aggregate. Harry Kane has been brought down 10 yards outside the penalty area by the captain Ademi, and this is within range for Harry Kane, Clive. Are we going to get a grandstand finish?
Yeah, Harry Kane drags the ball away from the Zagreb captain. He bundles into Harry Kane. He then falls to the ground. He's pleading his innocence, but it's an opportunity from this range. Harry Kane, Gareth Bale would certainly fancy it with his wondrous left foot that he has.
Well, Harry Kane has actually walked away. I think it will be Gareth Bale in the second of 3 added minutes. The goalkeeper, Livakovic, looking a bit anxious, nursing his near post. Gareth Bale taking a 5-6-step run up.
Yeah, and he's going to strike through the middle of the ball. Alex, the intention is to get it up and over that wall, but dipping late on that goal.
Well, this is a 30-yard free kick to take Tottenham potentially into the quarter-finals of the Europa League. Gareth Bale, who's achieved so much in Europe.
But it needs to be something spectacular.
He's really poor. Left-footed, high over the crossbar, no real pace. That really sums up Tottenham's night.
He certainly does, and Gareth Bale, that is a poor hit from him. Really, really disappointing strike. Doesn't even get it on target to test the keeper at this late stage. That was a half-chance opportunity passed up.
I think you better tell Mrs. Allen to keep the dinner in the oven. I think we're going the distance here, Clive.
I think you're right, Alex.
1 added minute remaining. 2-2 on aggregate. Spurs coming into this game with a 2-0 lead to protect. They protected it until the 63rd minute, but then 2 goals in 20 minutes from Mislav Oršić, really turning the tide on its head. You would still fancy Tottenham to go through, because an away goal would leave Dinamo Zagreb needing to score twice. Cleared away by Fairfield Katrine, and they're sitting very deep now all of a sudden. Dinamo Zagreb retreated back into their shell. Aurier slips as he goes to cross, but still manages to find Lo Celso. Lo Celso just on the edge of the area. He wants a free kick for a foul by Adami, not given. And maybe one last attack for Dinamo Zagreb. Brilliantly won back by Ndombele. Here's Harry Kane now. Goes to the right-hand side of the area. Sweeps in the cross for Vinicius. It was hanging in the air, but collected by Livakovic, and he collapses on top of the ball. And I think that will probably be the final action of the 90 as we welcome listeners from Talk Sport. We are going into extra time here as the full-time whistle blows. Tottenham 2-0 up from the first leg, protected that lead relatively comfortable in the first half of this game, but Mislav Oršić at the double. The first, an absolute belter curling in from the edge of the penalty area on 63 minutes. The second, 20 minutes later, sweeping home after being left unmarked inside the penalty box. Jose Mourinho distinctly unimpressed, but we do need the extra half an hour. Full time, Dinamo Zagreb 2, Tottenham 2. I hope you're sitting comfortably, Tottenham fans, although I very much doubt it. Probably not the outcome to the evening that you were expecting, but we are into an extra half an hour here. 2 goals from Mislav Oršić, wiping out Tottenham's 2-0 lead from the first leg, and we've seen a change. Clive Allen, Sergio Reguilón is on. Was it for Ben Davies?
It was, yes. A straight swap in that left-back position. I think no doubt that Reguilón's pace is needed as we go into extra time.
Remember, a goal for Tottenham, an away goal would still count double, and Dinamo Zagreb therefore would need to score twice to progress into the quarter-finals. Certainly a much nervier night than Jose Mourinho would have been anticipating and certainly hoping for.
Well, he's introduced Reguilón just to thwart the threat of a team man who provided the cross for the second goal. Certainly he's got a lot of pace on that right-hand side of the Zagreb attack now. So already Jose Mourinho trying to address 1 or 2 areas where he thinks problems might arise in this extra time period.
We are back off and underway. Dinamo Zagreb all in navy blue, shooting from right to left in this first half of extra time. Tottenham all in yellow, attacking the goal away to our right. The Spurs lineup now is Lloris in goal, Aurier, Sanchez, Dyer and Reguilón, and Ndombele and Sissoko in midfield. And then you've got Gareth Bale, Giovanni Lo Celso, Carlos Vinicius and Harry Kane as the attacking outlets. I've got to say, apart from that header across the goal, which was well saved by Livakovic, Harry Kane's had a relatively quiet night.
Yeah, in terms of opportunities he has, the header was a good one. It was well parried by the goalkeeper in the end, but yeah, Harry Kane, and purely once again for me, Alex, is because of the lack of supply, the ammunition that he requires, that the front players require for Spurs for them to be at their best.
We've played 1 minute in extra time. 2-2 the score. A reminder, if it stays this way, we may well need penalties to determine the outcome. As Gareth Bale is halted in his tracks down this right-hand side, good defended by Dinamo Zagreb, then he's punted back towards their box and headed away by Rasmus Lauritsen. They just look so in control, Dinamo Zagreb, certainly since half-time.
Well, they've upped the tempo of their play considerably certainly in the last quarter of this tie.
That's a free kick conceded though, and a yellow card has been shown to Petar Stojanovic, the Slovenian defender high up the pitch, is sliding in on Reguilon. Mislav Oršić, the first ever player to score a brace for Dinamo Zagreb against an English side in European competition. His double taking us into this extra time scenario. I mean, quite what Jose Mourinho would have made of his team's performance is really open to conjecture. Can't be happy, Clive.
I don't think he'll be happy with certainly the way that they defended in the final third, in the final 20 minutes of the tie.
10 minutes away from kick-off over on Talk Sport. AC Milan 1, Manchester United 1 from the first leg. Jim Proudfoot and Dean Ashton, your commentary team for that one. And then game day returns on Saturday, 12:30 kick-off in the FA Cup, as Bournemouth host Southampton, looking to cause an upset against their South Coast rivals. Then at 5:30 we have Everton, Manchester City, both of those games live on Talk Sport. Here on 2 at 8 o'clock, it's Brighton Newcastle in the Premier League. Here's Harry Kane for Tottenham. Manages to roll the ball into the far path of Aurier. Aurier out to the right-hand side and Bale, but again the Tottenham attack breaks down tamely, too easily. Dinamo Zagreb smuggle the ball clear.
Well, certainly in the latter part of the game, Spurs passing has been really sloppy. When they need to be incisive, when they need to be precise, they've been let down.
Here is Aurier in the right wing position. Again dispossessed, this time by Barto Franz, the makeshift left back for Dinamo Zagreb. And then Sanchez has had his pocket picked on the halfway line. Here's Gavranovic racing towards the area. Needs a bit of support. Gavranovic can't slide it through to Ademi. Here's Gavranovic again though, this time Ndombele gets in the way and manages to come away with the ball. Nervous times for Tottenham.
Very scrappy, and it all started Aurier being dispossessed. Gavranovic was allowed to go too far, get to the edge of the 18-yard box before Ndombele scrambles it away. Tottenham got numbers back, but they had to just really put pressure on Gavranovic when he lacked support.
That's the voice of the former Tottenham striker Clive Allen. Almost has no fingernails left. Clive Allen here on Europa League Live on TalkSport 2, and Tottenham just haven't got going at all since half-time in normal time. It's continued into the first 5 minutes of this extra time period. 2-0 Dinamo Zagreb lead, 2-2 on aggregate. And if Spurs aren't careful, they are going to play their way out of this game. That's a needless foul by Eric Dyer high up the field, sliding in on Gavranovic.
Yeah, just clatters into the back of Gavranovic, but he did deny Zagreb the opportunity to counter-attack, but now they've got to drop back. Now the home side are going to put the ball forward into the heart of Spurs defence.
Forward it goes from Dominik Livakovic. Could yet have a big part to play if this game was to be decided by a penalty shootout. That will be the scenario unless one of the two teams can find a goal in extra time. Clive Allen predicting a difficult evening for his former team, and so it's proven. And here now they come forward again, and there's a chance. Oh my word, it was played forward by Atim Wen, and luckily for Tottenham, I think just off balance there as the ball came all the way through to Misic, and he turns it wide from 8 yards. That was a good opening, Clive Allen.
It really was a clear-cut opportunity. Again, they just played through Spurs defence far too easily. Complete miss hit when a shot on target, a great opportunity passed up by the home side.
All the chances are coming Dinamo Zagreb's way. We played 7 minutes of extra time. They just seem to have more hunger, more desire, Dinamo Zagreb. Here's Ademi out to this left-hand side. Chance for the two-goal hero Orsic to come forward. Plays it back into his own half, and it's scooped over the top, looking for Orsic. He's got Sissoko for company, so keeps it in play down by the corner flag and wins a corner. In fact, the last touch was off Orsic. It's going to be a goal kick.
Yeah, he's been a constant threat for Aurier in that right-back position for Spurs tonight as Orsic. Yes, scored 2 spectacular goals, but the longer the game's on, he's carried the real threat for Zagreb.
Hugo Lloris plays it out to the left-hand side. Sergio Reguilon on at the start of this extra time period. Launches it forward down the left touchline for Tottenham. But again, Dinamo Zagreb win it back. And Lo Celso with no choice sliding in but to concede a throw 2 yards inside his own half of the field. You're listening to Europa League Live on Talk Sport 2. Arsenal have gone through against Olympiacos. Rangers and Manchester United just about to get underway. Manchester United live on Talk Sport in the San Siro against AC Milan. Rangers against Slavia Prague. Both those games 1-1 from the first leg. Here's Harry Kane down the left for Tottenham. Lo Celso trying to turn inside the penalty area, but stolen away from him by Lauritsen, and he launches it forward.
I think that's the most evident thing in the latter stages of the game, the way that Spurs have conceded possession of the ball. It's been sloppy. They haven't had the composure and control that they showed in the earlier stages, just purely because they're being hurried by Zagreb. The pressure's been put on. They haven't been able to deal with that Tottenham.
But when you send your team out just really to defend and not show too much attacking ambition, it's difficult, isn't it, at 2-0 down, suddenly to switch into that attacking force.
It is certainly, Alex, but the way that they moved the ball reasonably quickly without being pressured in that first period, in the first half in particular, and looked in total control. All of a sudden they've got sloppy. That's invited the pressure from the home side, and they haven't been able to deal with the pressure that they've been put under.
And Dinamo Zagreb do have a history of coming back from behind in European competition. They've won 8 of the 21 European ties they've played after losing the first leg away from home. That's a pretty good strike rate. That's why it was always going to be a difficult task, despite that 2-0 lead, which maybe lulled Tottenham into somewhat of a false sense of security. And it's Dinamo Zagreb continuing to dictate the pace of the game, as they have done really since the half-time interval of normal time.
And Alex, just winning the 50-50 challenges, certainly they've got an intensity and a desire about the way that they're attacking this game now, Zagreb.
99 minutes played, and there's a bit of an injury problem here, I think, for Gavranovic, just hobbling for Dinamo Zagreb.
He was just caught by Dyer on the touchline as the ball came from the clearance, dropped out the air. Dyer got close and just clipped his left ankle.
Tottenham beaten by Arsenal in the North London derby at the weekend. Dinamo Zagreb, in contrast, unbeaten in their last 6 league games. They've got a comfortable lead at the top of the Croatian league. Ademi forward, neat little turn down this left-hand side by Marin Lejovac. One back by Tottenham, and Gareth Bale will try and run it clear and then post it infield to Ndombele. Ndombele trying to release Lo Celso, did really well to control that one in mid-air. He's got 3 Dinamo Zagreb players around him. It was actually a foul, I think, by Théophile Catherine for a Tottenham free kick just in from this near touchline.
Yeah, done well just to retain possession of the ball, did Lo Celso. 3 players converged on him. In the end, he's caught and wins the free kick for Spurs.
The Dinamo Zagreb coach, Damir Krasnar, not happy with that call, but it's played into the area, nodded down over on that left-hand side by Reguilon. Couldn't find a teammate in yellow, and a chance for Théophile Catherine to bring it clear down the right-hand side. Good challenge by Ndombele. Here's Lo Celso. Forward it goes, looking for Vinicius, but he has been out-muscled, and it's swept clear by Dinamo Zagreb. To Etienne Wen. And he plays it towards the Tottenham penalty area. It's nodded clear by Aurier, and here's Harry Kane now. Has he got the legs to get behind Théophile Catherine? He's still got it inside the penalty area. Kane pulls it back to Bale. There's a sliding tackle by Ademi, just enough there to usher it away from Gareth Bale, and Dinamo Zagreb look to break. The pass is too heavy out to this left-hand side, and it is a Tottenham throw. We played 11 minutes of the first half of extra time. It's flown by, Clive Allen.
It has flown by. It's a game that really is on a knife edge.
Penalties looming large.
Stop it, Alex.
Great drama.
Absolutely.
Drama not top of Tottenham supporters' list of requests, though, coming into this game. Here is
Alex, it shouldn't have been a drama. Not in this fashion, anyway.
Sanchez forward. And Gareth Bale brings it down. And he's got space to his left-hand side. He's going to shoot from miles out, Gareth Bale. I think he had better options. The ball did just shave the left-hand post.
Alex, I just thought he could have carried on. He drove from the halfway line. He could have gone at least to the edge of the D and struck from there, because no one came to engage him. Strikes it from about 28 yards out, hits it well, but just a fraction wide of the upright.
Dinamo Zagreb 2, Tottenham 0, 2-2 on aggregate, and we've played 13 minutes of the first half of extra time. This tie is on a knife edge. Here is Orsic, who's done so much damage with the 2 goals to Tottenham's hopes of winning this Europa League. Back to Ademi, inside the Tottenham half though. It's a poor ball forward in the end by Leivats, and here's Giovanni Lo Celso, just on the halfway line, forward down this near right hand side to Harry Kane, looking for the run of Lo Celso. Leivats did well to get there ahead of Lo Celso, isn't sluggish, and it's cleared out of play by the goalkeeper Livakovic.
Just the first signs maybe that Zagreb are a little weary as well. Just a couple of balls that's played and there's been chases on, and the introduction of the Spurs subs, I think, could be crucial.
And we mentioned the strength of the Tottenham bench, didn't we? Going into that half-time interval, Jose Mourinho using all of his options. Lo Celso coming forward down the right. Kane and Vinicius wait in the centre. Lo Celso's away from Leivats, who's got no excuse to be tired, having recently come on. Cross is a poor one, and it's volleyed away.
That was a poor cross, Alex, because Lo Celso gets to the byline. He has Vinicius and Kane as targets in the 18-yard box, and his right foot cross was straight at the fullback.
Only 90 seconds to the first period of extra time to play. Here's Lo Celso out to Reguilon down the left-hand side. 3 to aim at in the middle. Goes forward to Reguilon. Pull back to Vinicius. Shot blocked well by Lauritsen. Vinicius trying to keep it alive, but it's smuggled out of play in the end over on that far right touchline by Petar Stojanovic. Throw in for Tottenham. Jose Mourinho distinctly unimpressed with what he's watching. An away goal for Tottenham changes the picture once again though. And here's Reguilon looking for that away goal. Down by the left corner flag. We're into the last minute of the first 15 here of extra time. Reguilon's given it away. One back by Eric Dyer high up the field. Here's Reguilon into Lo Celso. Reguilon continues his run. And actually it wasn't brilliant defending there by Dinamo Zagreb in the end. Reguilon does run it out play, and it will be a throw in, and we've got 30 seconds, Clive Allen, in the first half of extra time to play.
Yeah, and I think just keep the ball in this area of the field, take a break, reorganise, and get ready for a massive 15 minutes in this second period of extra time.
2-2 over the 2 legs. 2-0 Dinamo Zagreb lead on the night. Harry Kane winning it back for Tottenham. Really leading from the front there, Kane, but has looked jaded throughout. Good turn by Ndombele. Trying to bulldoze his way through here. Gareth Bale with a cross, looking for Kane. Theophile Catherine heads it across the 6-yard box, and in the end it's cleared by Orsic, and there's the half-time whistle at the end of this first period of extra time. 2 tired sets of players, nobody able to add to the scoreline, so it's still 2-0 Dinamo Zagreb on the night. Those 2 goals from Mislav Orsic, 2-2 on aggregate, and all to play for in the second period of extra time. Thank you, Dan. A vital 15 minutes ahead here for Tottenham, you feel. That North London derby defeat, really the fatal blow in terms of their hopes of qualification for the Champions League via the domestic route. So this Europa League, their only avenue now really to taking their seat back at Europe's top table, but they're going to have to conjure up something here. Dinamo Zagreb with 2 goals in the space of 20 minutes in the second half of normal time, both scored by Mislav Orsic cancelling out Spurs' 2-0 lead from the first leg. And it remains all square as Dinamo Zagreb come forward, attacking the goal away to our right. Orsic again with a great run, and he's found the bottom corner. That is a super goal. Mislav Orsic, the hat-trick hero for Dinamo Zagreb, and Tottenham are on the cusp of a humiliating, embarrassing, demoralising European exit from 2-0 up after the first leg. They are now 3-2 down, and it's Mislav Orsic at the treble.
And a treble and a third that is absolutely spectacular. He picks the ball up on the halfway line, he runs away from Bell, steps inside Aurier, drives across the face of Sissoko, and then an unstoppable right foot shot into the bottom corner. Hugo Lloris doesn't get to it, and he gets fingertips but can't keep it out. But what a run, what a strike, sensational hat-trick from Orsic. Spurs looking in a perilous position now.
What a hat-trick from Mislav Orsic. What a capitulation from Jose Mourinho's team. And what a night for Dinamo Zagreb. 3-0 up, 3-2 on aggregate. And Tottenham have 13 minutes to save their season, to save their hopes of Champions League football next term. This is a disastrous night for the team from North London.
Yeah, all to do now, a massive 13 minutes in what is their season. A competition they felt that they could win. At the moment, they're on a slippery slope of going out and the season sliding away.
Steven Bergwijn has come on to replace Serge Aurier. It is desperate measures now from Jose Mourinho. Absolutely incredible. And Mislav Orsic has just penned his name in the annals of Dinamo Zagreb history. They'll be building a statue of him outside this stadium if their team can hold on here. One goal for Tottenham would see them through on away goals, but it's still Dinamo Zagreb bossing this game, as they have since half-time, Clive.
Yeah, they have.
Half-time in normal time.
Yeah, certainly have, and it's meant that I think too late that Aurier has been replaced. Sissoko's gone into that right-back position. Orsic has really terrorised him in certainly the second half. Magnificent finishes, but he really has asked so many questions of Aurier. And that's resulted in a magnificent hat-trick.
Well, we mentioned the problems that Zoran Marmic, the Dinamo Zagreb manager, the former manager, had in the build-up to this game. But it's Tottenham who need to get themselves out of jail now. And they don't have too long to do it. 11 minutes of extra time. They just can't make the ball stick, Tottenham. It's been a dreadful performance.
That's what's really been lacking. Their controlled possession has just deserted them, certainly in the last half an hour of the 90 minutes and going into extra time.
Ivanušić down the left-hand side, dispossessed by Gareth Bale. To Dinamo Zagreb throw. It's been a Herculean effort from the Croatian side. What a night for their new boss, Damir Krasnar. But what a really difficult evening in Europe for Tottenham. I was just actually looking at Tottenham's penalty shootout record in UEFA competitions. We can throw that away now.
I tell you what, Alex, they'll take penalties right now.
And here they come into the area. Eric Dyer has to smuggle it behind.
It's just too easy. The way that they've carved through Spurs on a number of occasions, certainly the hat-trick hero, brilliant goals, but it was too easy in the way that he's actually got the opportunities to finish. Corner for Zagreb now, absolute walking pace they are. They're running the clock down.
Damir Krasnar, their bald-headed manager, just telling his team to calm down. Can you imagine if there were spectators inside this stadium? The roof would be off. One of the most famous European nights in Dinamo Zagreb history, one of the most chastening for Tottenham Hotspur. Sissoko is trying to usher the ball out for a throw-in down by his own right corner flag. They've got 10 minutes, Tottenham, 10 minutes, or they're out of Europe. Down and out. You just can't see it, Clive, at the moment.
No, you can't see where the equaliser, and they need an equaliser.
Reminder, Manchester United in action against AC Milan. They face a tricky night in prospect in the San Siro. 1-1 from the first leg. They are 13 minutes into that game. Jim Proudfoot and Dean Ashton. If you have the TalkSport app, you can swipe between the two matches.
Alex, an equaliser that would take Spurs through though on the away goal.
Absolutely, so we can't now go to penalties in this game. The only scoreline that would have taken us to penalties was 2-0 to Dinamo Zagreb, as it was at the end of the 90, but that fantastic solo strike from Mislav Orsic has put Dinamo Zagreb on the cusp of history. Here's Bergwijn coming forward, good challenge, and they're celebrating that almost like a goal there, fist pumped as Josip Misic dispossessed Bergwijn and played it against the Tottenham man and out for a goal kick.
Well, Bergwijn does well to actually break into the corner of the box, but the sliding tackle, Misic crossed quickly, then he toes it onto the heel of Bergwijn, wins the goal kick. They're going to push their team up now. The goalkeeper's going to take an age to take the goal kick, and that clock is ticking.
A reminder to draw for the quarter-finals of both the Champions League and the Europa League. Tomorrow morning, 11 o'clock, they get underway. At the moment, Tottenham will not be among the list of participants unless they can find that priceless away goal in the final 8.5 minutes of extra time. But here's Ademi, who's really driven Dinamo Zagreb on the captain from midfield. And that's another brilliant run from halfway all the way to 10 yards outside the penalty area. Just barged off a couple of tackles, and they're looking for what would be the decisive fourth goal here. Gavranovic dispossessed though, and Tottenham can counter. They do have the attacking talent here, Tottenham, to at least get one last big chance. Gareth Bale trying to feed Lo Celso. Good defending by Théophile Coutinho, and out for a Tottenham throw-in level with the penalty area over on the far right touchline.
Well, it was quicker in the way that Spurs wanted to get forward. There's a real urgency, and rightly so, about the way that they're trying to attack these final minutes of the game.
Here is Giovanni Lo Celso, midway inside the Zagreb half, just punches it forward into the area. Vinicius brings it down. Can Gareth Bale get the shot away? I think he was in two minds. Played it against Théophile Coutinho. Here's Bergwijn now. We're going to curl one from the edge of the area. Curls it wide. That's the difference in quality. Dinamo Zagreb from that position. Mislav Orsic finding the top corner to set the home team on the way to this incredible turnaround. It's a weak shot, well wide from Bergwijn for Tottenham.
Yes, never ever threatening the goal. It's wide and it's curled away. Vinicius trying to throw himself in the path of it, but just couldn't get anywhere near it.
And there's a Dinamo Zagreb player down with cramp just outside the penalty area. The referee from Italy indicating to Harry Kane that he stopped the watch. As the captain, Ademi, I'm not surprised he's got cramp.
He's done everything in this game tonight. He really has been outstanding for Zagreb. Powerful from midfield. His gamesmanship, he's driving his team on.
I'll tell you what, there will be Premier League scouts keeping an eye on one or two of these Dinamo Zagreb players. Orsic with a hat-trick, and as you say, Ademi in midfield. Maya, when he was on, had a good game. Lauritsen at the back has done excellently against Harry Kane in particular. You can't fault Dinamo Zagreb, whereas for Tottenham you can't really find any player in yellow who's come out with any real credit.
Not over the course of the whole game this evening.
You're going to change your half-time man of the match. I mean,
well, no. Harry Winks to half-time, actually, I thought was Spurs' best performer. He was consistent. He did his job. But what's happened since then is that too many players haven't done their job, not to the level that was required in this game this evening.
And you do wonder where Tottenham and Jose Mourinho go from here. They've still got the Carabao Cup final to play against Manchester City. The best they can hope for by the Premier League, you feel, would be a Europa League spot again next season, but that wasn't the objective at the start of the campaign. Jose Mourinho, this serial winner, recruited by Daniel Levy to bring silverware, to bring Champions League football to their magnificent new home. At the moment it isn't going to happen, but we've still got 5 minutes to play here, and it's Tottenham coming forward down the left. Jose Mourinho urging his side on, having cut a frustrated figure for much of the evening. And Ndombele infield to Lo Celso, and it's Gareth Bale with a snapshot. Saved down low to his right hand side by Livakovic.
Well worked through to him. Lo Celso fires the ball into Gareth Bale, who's level with the penalty spot. Sweeping left foot drive down to the bottom corner, but once again Larokic is brilliant down to his right-hand side to keep it out.
Now Bergwijn in the penalty area. Dinamo Zagreb are getting tired. Bergwijn trying to pick his way through. Half cleared by the goalkeeper. Harry Kane with the effort. Great save again, Livakovic. How did that not sneak in the corner? Harry Kane from point-blank range. Follow up from Vinicius blocked. All hands on deck here. Kane in the area, steers it goal. Was blocked by a defender. And then Gareth Bale fires wide.
Well, there's Zagreb players falling all over the place in the 18-yard box. The goalkeeper's hit the floor, but he's made a sensational stop. The best stop that he's made tonight from Harry Kane.
How did that not go in? But it's a brilliant piece of goalkeeping, but you'd have backed Harry Kane to just steer it into the corner. He put it back at the goalkeeper. That would be the only criticism of Kane, right in the centre of the goal.
Yeah, you're right, Alex. He sweeps it, doesn't he, with his left foot. It's straight in the middle of the goal, but the goalkeeper, recovering from his near post, makes a superb stop to push it away.
4 minutes plus added on time at the end of extra time to play. Dinamo Zagreb going to their bench once again here, probably just to run down the clock, but maybe equally to get some fresh legs out there. Dino Peric, a defender you won't be surprised to know is coming on.
Yeah, it's a captain who's making way. He's been absolutely fantastic. A courageous captain's performance for Edemi, and he might well have helped carry his team into the final 8.
And that is an incredible achievement for Dinamo Zagreb. You can't underestimate that, especially having lost that first leg. And Mislav Orsic has become just the second player to score a hat-trick against Tottenham in European competition. Serge Gnabry for Bayern
Alex, you can carry on because he is taking an age to leave the field. Is Ademi still playing his part even when he's substituted, trying to run that clock down.
3 minutes to play in extra time. Dinamo Zagreb 3, Tottenham 0. One of the shock scorelines in Tottenham's European history. Have they got one last push in them here? Dinamo Zagreb in possession though. And Tottenham are a bit stretched at the back. Dinamo Zagreb wants it. They might get another chance here to really rub salt into the wounds. It's Atimwen down the right-hand side. Crosses to the far post. Davinson Sanchez heads it clear. Atimwen brings it down again. And will just try and keep it upfield, but runs it out of play. Throw in that Tottenham are going to have to take quickly. What an incredible night in Zagreb. Tottenham having to defend again here, and the ball is swept across the penalty area by Mario Gavranovic. He was offside. Your old team, Clive Allen, have got 2 minutes to get themselves out of one mighty big hole here.
Yeah, Alex, they're in massive trouble. They really are. They are staring exit in the face, which is almost unthinkable in the way that they played the first half, certainly the first game of this tie. But they have capitulated.
And Dombele just had his legs swept from underneath him there by Gavranovic. It's a Tottenham free kick well inside the Dinamo Zagreb half. This might just be the last chance. Free kick taken short. Lo Celso thought about putting into the penalty area, plays it out to Reguilon instead. Reguilon stands up the cross, headed down by Vinicius and volleyed away by Misic.
Poor header. Vinicius just didn't pick anyone out, headed it back aimlessly, hooked away by Zagreb.
Launch forward towards the Dinamo Zagreb penalty area again. Dyer up there helps it on, but he's conceded a free kick. A foul on Atimwen, the Nigerian. It's a free kick for Dinamo Zagreb, and Tottenham 45 seconds away from a haunting European exit.
Yeah, it's one that they will want to forget. It's one that really is a poor result in the course of this season, and how it's going to unfold for the rest of the season.
Jose Mourinho's post-match interview is going to be box office viewing. Free kick for Dinamo Zagreb. Their goalkeeper Livakovic, who made that big save to deny Harry Kane the away goal that would have taken Tottenham through, is taking an eternity over it. Jose Mourinho making that point to the fourth official. There will be some added on time at the end of extra time for Dinamo Zagreb to see out. Just smash the ball,
Alex,
into the
there has
stand.
to be, for the number of substitutes, certainly 3-4 minutes, just the two.
And Jose Mourinho not happy that there are only 2 minutes. haranguing the fourth official down below us.
Referee saying he's waiting. The ball boy hasn't got the ball. All the tricks being played by Zagreb, but you can understand why. On the verge of an incredible victory from where they were.
And they might come forward for a fourth goal here. Sanchez has slipped. 1-on-1 with the goalkeeper. Brilliant from Hugo Lloris. It was Ivanušić who tried to round the Frenchman. He made himself big and clawed the ball away.
It's a great start. Ivanušić could have wrapped up the tie. Hugo Lloris, an important fingertip to push it away.
Tottenham have one last chance. It's hammered forward by Ndombele. We're into the second of 2 added minutes. Here's Reguilon in the penalty area. Lots of yellow shirts in the centre. Harry Kane heads it down. It should be volleyed clear though by Lauritsen. Excellent defending by Dinamo Zagreb again. Why didn't Harry Kane go for goal?
I think
6 yards
out.
out.
The cross was just slightly behind him and he's trying to head it back into the danger area. Lauritsen just in the end had time to take a touch, calm as you like, hooked it away.
Tottenham need a hero. 45 seconds to play. The ball is on the halfway line with Davinson Sanchez. Clive Allen to my left is gesticulating to his former club. Get the ball into the penalty area. Lo Celso, midway inside Zagreb territory. It's now or never for Tottenham in Europe this season. Reguilon, left-hand side, plays it back in field for Ndombele. They're not really getting it forward here, Tottenham. Lo Celso trying to pick it through. Could be a chance for Bergwijn. The goalkeeper collapses. Livakovic on top with the ball. The captain, Ademi, is punching the air down in the tactical area. Dinamo Zagreb believe their job is done.
Trying to be too precise, trying to feed that ball through. In the end it pops out for the goalkeeper, who clears upfield into touch for a throw-in. Everybody frantically waving from that Zagreb technical area.
Well, they want the full-time whistle. We've played the 2 added minutes. It's a free kick for Spurs. Lo Celso failed 10 yards into the penalty area, and they're going to get time to take this free kick. Reguilon over the ball. I'm surprised Hugo Lloris hasn't come forward from the back. It's 12 yards inside the Zagreb half, just in from this left touch line. Forward it goes from Reguilon. Bounces tamely away to the right-hand side. The referee's had a look at the watch, and there is the full-time whistle. Tottenham Hotspur have been dumped out of Europe in the most dramatic, the most embarrassing, the most humiliating, the most chastening of circumstances. Choose any word you like. Jose Mourinho with the look of a haunted manager. Tottenham 2-0 up and cruising from the first leg. It looked like a case of just dotting the I's and crossing the T's for their place in the quarter-finals. 0-0 at half-time was job half done. But what a capitulation from Spurs in the second half. What a hat-trick from Mislav Oršić, the first on 63 minutes. A brilliant curling shot in the top corner. The second 20 minutes later, sweeping in from 10 yards out to take this game into extra time. And as the Dinamo Zagreb players bounce as one in unison in celebration, the decisive goal, a great finish after a mazy jinking run in the 107th minute. Harry Kane trudges dejectedly back to the dugout. Jose Mourinho can barely believe what he's watched tonight. This was Tottenham's last chance of bringing Champions League football to their magnificent new home next season. They have blown that chance, and how. Dinamo Zagreb 3, Tottenham 0, 3-2. The home side go through on aggregate.